Yo, people, what's good? What's good? What's good? We are back. Back. Jeez. Feels so good to be back, man.
It's been a minute.
Man,
What's going on, my people? You all good?
Bless, man. We're blessed.
Yeah, man.
Glad to be
Quest,
Yes, my cuz.
good to have you back, bro.
Yes, cuzzy. It's been a minute still. It's good to be back with the team still, you know what I mean?
How you been?
Yeah, I've been good. I've been working, cuz. I've been working, keeping my head underground, you know what I mean? And just trying to make this stuff all come to fruition, if I'm honest, cuzzy.
Bro,
You know what I mean? Been busy.
I went to your show
Mm.
and that song is just a banger, cuz.
Which one?
Pose.
Pose. Thank
And
you,
you
cuz.
had another one with Natasha as well.
Natasha Boone.
Yeah, that one was
Out
a
of this
madness as well.
Yeah, banger. That one's
was
called
the
Check
show?
Up still.
It was the show.
So this was in Holloway. We did a show for Black Culture 365. You know what I mean? It was it was powerful still. It was a good show. I'm glad you came, cuzzy. It was good to see.
Nah, it was good, man.
Wicked. Glad you enjoyed.
Big Ras,
Family
Wagwan.
blessed.
Big rap.
Man, everyone good.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad to be back as well, like he said. Been on the drawing board, just thinking, planning life, you know. And now we're here, discussions can resume, you know. So yeah,
Hey,
let's do this.
yeah, man. Cuzzo,
What you saying, man?
what you saying?
There. I'm here.
Always there supporting your cuz.
Trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean? Can only try.
How you been?
I'm cool, man. I'm here.
Yeah, how have you been? I feel like I ain't
Cool,
spoke to you
man.
for time,
I'm cool. I'm
cuz.
just here.
Too much money, man.
just
Rich
living.
and
Too
switch.
much money,
Just
man.
living, you know me.
Too much money.
Rich and
wish.
switch, man.
Today, we have a special guest. Bentley. What's going on? The jack of all trades.
Welcome, brother.
What you saying?
Welcome.
This grafting, you know it goes. Just got to keep it moving, really. Nothing more than that. First podcast? Yes.
How you feeling? You nervous?
A little bit.
Nah, don't be, man.
Don't
Take
be,
a shot.
man.
Yeah,
All family, all family.
What's family?
Come on.
First kind of interview.
Yeah,
as well,
first
yeah?
interview. Yeah, interview.
So basically, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. Been having a hard year this year.
You?
Yourself,
yeah.
yeah.
Yourself
Very
personally.
challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very challenging. But you know what? I was on Bentley's Instagram and he posted something that just it brought so much joy to my heart. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm trying to say? And I was just like, yo, I got to interview you, bro, because there's not enough of your story that's being put out there.
Well,
Do you
there,
get-
there has been, but it's been the negative part of it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
boy, I would like for you to explain.
Yeah, Bentley, 34. I'm from Upper Clapton. Went Homerton School.
Cheese. Homerton. Cheese.
Homerton, yeah, went Homerton
Yeah.
School. Homerton
Homerton
was
the worst school.
Yeah. Left there, went to Southend. So I got ties to Hackney and Southend.
You in where?
Southend.
Oh, boy.
I went to Belfairs Academy, mixed school. Didn't like it. I didn't really.
That's in Southend.
Southend, yeah. Leon C.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What year was you in at this point? When did
Year
you
9.
move on? Oh,
Year
so
9.
you moved
Yeah,
over
year
at
9.
14.
Year 9. So,
So you gone from, we saying, we are going, bruv, to sweet, mate.
well, I've always had ties to Southend, so I've always been in and out of Hackney.
Okay.
So it wasn't really a thing for me. I could adjust, but the one thing that I
It's better
didn't,
like that, though, right?
yeah, definitely. I just couldn't adjust to, silly as it sounds, but the shops close at certain times.
100%.
It's predominantly white up there. I'm used to multicultural people and areas, so I wasn't really used to that. And the racism is real.
You ever get punch up there?
I definitely didn't. I had
Racism's real.
altercations.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just feel every person who's black knows Wiley. And
wow.
knows Dizzy Rascal. Like, so a London thing is like your ticket. But then when you start turning up and start getting physical, then they respect that. But from there, came back to London, didn't like it. Couldn't get into a secondary school, so I went to B6 College.
Oh, B6.
Yeah, B6, and then from there, just took a turn. I had to make a decision if I was going to go down the route to be in college or work, or hit the road. And unfortunately, The road took on. Like, it took on heavy.
What made you make that choice though? Why did you take that choice?
I just had enough of just being broke. Like, literally
Okay, so
EMA
it's your
and,
money.
and like your gyro wasn't cutting it.
And waiting for a good job.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
for me, it was just like, I can't do this. I'm literally struggling. Like, and I'm seeing, as silly as it sounds, I'm seing certain man,
Easily
Visu and all of
striving,
these
yeah,
things. They got
easily.
money out of all pockets. They got cars. They got it. They don't look like they're hungry. I did have a good home though.
Yeah.
I think where it broke down is when my mum had deaths in the family. Her mum, her dad, and her fiance all died in 6 months.
Wow.
So you can imagine mental breakdown. And then my mum lost a lot of the businesses because she was a publican.
Sorry, what's your background?
She's a publican.
My mum is Guyanese and Gambian,
Oh, jeez.
and my dad is Jamaican. Yeah.
Guyanese and Gambian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guyanese,
never
Gambian.
heard of that.
You got Gambian links.
I do.
Guyanese, Gambian, and
Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Jeez, I didn't know that. I definitely didn't
So,
know that.
Mad.
Yeah, it just, the emotional support wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I just took on that brotherly, fatherly figure from the road.
Yeah.
And it just wrapped me up, literally.
So you say on the roads, like what kind of things was you doing?
Is it,
No, I'm not
yeah.
saying
Yeah.
you know, was it gang stuff? Was it just money making stuff?
It was gang stuff. It was money making.
So you using
Between
quite
the
deep.
lines, yeah. yeah.
I hear that.
But
Definitely, there was one
I-
point I remember. He was definitely.
No, because I say that because
fully.
you don't. You know,
Yeah, I was involved in it heavily, man.
yeah, it makes sense. You know, you're a man. You got ties to South End, and you're from Hackney. Jeez.
Yeah, I didn't exploit that bit. I didn't exploit that bit, but I was basically like a pawn on the chessboard for the olders. Really, at one stage, it's just like, yo, you just do this, you do that, you get paid. As silly as it sounds, I was happy to be a soldier because I just wanted to eat. Literally, I just wanted to eat. So as far as I'm concerned, you send me wherever, I get paid.
That's wild. Still.
Yeah, safe. Wherever I gotta go in terms of grafting, I'll graft. I was happy to graft, like, and I just got paid, and I come
It was
home.
interesting. You just wanted money.
I just wanted money. Like, I didn't care about the isms and schisms
Or the
around it.
repercussions.
I didn't care about that bit. I didn't want nothing to do with the gang stuff. I wanted to make money. But unfortunately, my mates are getting into certain fracas, so I'm gonna back it.
Did you have fear from home, as in getting into trouble, or because of what was going on in the household? You never had that fear.
I definitely was nervous of if my mum found out,
Okay.
but at the same time, I really didn't care. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm a young guy on the road who's fending for himself, and I've got nothing to lose.
So I got to do what I got to do.
So I got to do what I got to do. It's either you or me kind of thing
And
on
when
the
did that
mental
change?
scale. Yeah.
Okay.
When
Cool.
did that change, that transition from the road to whatever life is now?
It took about a 10-year.
Yeah.
Did you hold a job?
At some stage I did,
Okay.
but I think it got from when I went to
Sure,
prison
okay.
in 2010 to 11.
Okay, yeah.
I realised that I'm a pawn on the chessboard. No one don't give a fuck about me.
one
Like,
cares,
my position just got replaced. Like, literally.
That was,
soon
that
as you
was
went.
the light bulb moment.
That was the light bulb moment.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the moment of me understanding my temperament. That wasn't the light bulb moment to understand myself. It was just understanding that
You don't want to do
you
that
get
no
used.
more.
No. It's not that I didn't
It's
want
just
to use it. I
that
got used.
got used,
Like,
of course.
my like,
Other people's game.
yeah, my olders or the older is saying, yo, I got love for you, but you ain't sending me a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't
what-
giving me
when
no
you're in-
money
in
when I'm in
sales.
prison. Yeah, but at the same time, the dickhead moment for me was, you ain't saved no money.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
so
in
you're
jail,
thinking, what have I
like,
done?
with
I've
no
done all
done,
this.
with no money.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's
Facts.
just like you're a bit.
But at the same
What
time,
was your-
you never think you're going jail when you're doing
Exactly,
what you're doing.
exactly. Because every time that
that
you get nicked,
mentality.
you go out and bail.
Yeah.
So you found that out in jail.
I've come to that realization realization.
What was your mindset coming up to your release?
I lost my flat whilst I was in there. I was 18 when I got my flat,
Cancelled.
Yeah.
council flat, Bannister House in Homerton, and I lost that, and I didn't understand the severity
Of losing.
of losing that.
Yeah.
Now I know later on down the line, but I never knew that. As far as I was concerned, like, I wasn't keeping up with the rent.
Yeah.
So now, if a letter comes in the door of importance, I have to deal with it now.
just
But
to keep
before, I
yourself
didn't
in.
know, like, you know what I mean? It was nothing to me.
Yeah.
So, like I said, along the line, I started realizing the importance of certain issues that I had.
So
So
you
I,
was living and you was growing at the same time.
yeah,
though, wasn't it?
yeah.
And you were young, cuz.
100%.
17, 18.
Well, when I first hit the road, I was 13.
Ross.
I was 13 years old.
You know what I'm saying?
So Yeah, we just had to.
That's year 8, blood. When you
Yeah.
put it in context like that,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
True.
yeah, my position now is how it is because of certain scenarios I've gone through. But at the time, I was very scared. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I wanted to eat. I'm going to my mate's house like, yo, they're saying to me, you hungry? I'm like, nah, I'm cool, you know. But these times I'm starving. I'm starving.
Ego's killing you,
It's
right?
killing me, like killing me. But you learn, innit? You learn. That's the main thing.
Thank God, yeah.
Fast forward to where we are today. So ask away.
So hold on, just to
Yeah.
bring into today. So you said you held a job. So what did you start when you came? When you had that transition, what was you doing to make money?
The transition came like very late. But the jobs I have held was the night store in Mare Street.
Oh, okay.
If people remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was in there. I was doing a delivery job for West Indian shop.
Okay.
On the moped. That was when I was about 17, 18. The night store, like I said.
But in
and-
training, that's why you used to do a little
Yeah,
training
I've done a
program
lot
as
of
well.
training, but that wasn't really a job.
No,
That was
kinda-
like, yeah.
kinda what it was,
I got my personal training license, so I've done that.
Amazing.
Boxing tutor license, I got that.
Amazing.
There's something called a baller license where you can help them with the Olympic lifting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got that. First aid, got that. I worked in fitness first in Queen's Park, Kilburn, for a while. I was the STL, sales team leader there. Blagged that, I'll be honest. But man, got it. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I felt that I was good at the position, not knowing the position, because it's just like understanding sales and stuff like that.
Which is, so
I don't want to say any more to that, but yeah. And I just made a transition like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. And I just made the transition to barbering, learnt barbering, went to a barbering school and stuff like that.
Also, you
You've done a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of things
yeah.
for
So
real.
I've
See
done
Bentley and slider cuts.
Yeah.
Jack
I
of all
was
trades
listening-
for
I
real.
know that. I didn't
Is that what
know
you
that
do now?
one
You
there.
trim or you?
I cut now, but I'm still in my learning phase, if you want to give
Okay,
it that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I've given myself 2 years, and I started December the 19th of last year.
Okay.
So I'm still in my 2-year period, so I'm still learning.
Yeah.
One sec. Transition.
Okay.
How did you deal with that? Because when I made that transition, yeah, I thought, all right, I'm doing the right thing. So everything's going to be all right.
So mentally, you know you're making the right move, but financially you struggle.
Financially, it was a
Because
struggle.
I put it as a concept like this: like a person who sells food or sells drugs has a habit because he's used to selling fast, getting fast money.
Exactly.
So you have to find you have to make the transition or find a job that gives you that same
Satisfaction.
as the road. So if you're going to go to a 9 to 5 and you're waiting from paycheck to paycheck, you're gonna relapse. You're gonna hit your habit. You see what I'm
100%.
saying? So for me, it's barbering. I feel it soothes me. I take pleasure from. It's gonna sound a bit whoa, but the before and after. A person comes in one way, he leaves another way, but he takes pleasure from how he looks. He's proud. You see what I'm saying? Because you've just given it. If you've given him a good trim, he's going out and he's gonna draw about 2-3 girls. He feels that his confidence is high, but that came from you.
you,
So
yeah.
that's what I take satisfaction from.
That sounds good.
Yeah, man.
So that's why I did
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, because when I get a trim, I feel like
Take on the world.
nothing's everything's a goal.
Trust me.
That's
That's what
confidence
we have
is
those,
high.
man, innit? It's
Exactly.
the trim, boy.
Yeah,
That's all we
and
got.
the next step would be grooming, men's grooming. But now it's just the barbering.
Okay.
Another thing I was going to ask you. So, did you have children along this journey?
Yeah, I've got a son.
Okay.
I've got a son. He's 11 now.
And this is why we're here today.
This is why we're here for my bambino. Yeah.
How old is he? 11.
He's 11.
He's 11 years old.
Blessings to them.
One.
And from what I've heard is that you was struggling to see him.
Yes.
You wasn't
yes.
able to see him for a couple
Yes,
of years.
we
What happened with that?
was going through it.
You and his mother? Or?
Yes, the mother of my child. Yeah. I have to be honest and not just sit here and just make it out like it's one way. It was both sided. I got convicted of domestic violence.
Once she was pregnant?
There was domestic violence when she was pregnant and after also.
yeah.
I got convicted twice. Wow. One was more severe than the other, but one aggravated the other because of the first indictment.
Yes, of course.
So I have to put that out there because I'm not here to slay her. Like,
Not here to slay her. You're here to tell
And
your
you're
truth.
holding up your hands
yeah,
to
I'm
it.
here to
Yeah.
just
I rate
say
that. I
that.
respect
It's
that.
the only way, and that's now it's everything you're gonna say now is more believable because
Yeah.
you said the worst that you can say and you said your truth.
Yeah.
What pressure was you under in regards to the domestic violence? Was she putting you under pressure, or was you using your own journey?
Good question. I would sit here and answer it like this. I would say I had my own issues. I was dealing with myself, but I also understood that my ex-partner had issues, but I didn't understand or identify at the time.
Yeah.
She was antagonizing me with certain issues, with certain situations. However, I still should be in control of my emotions. Of course.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm gonna say
done.
it's not easy said than done.
I think it is.
I beg to differ.
I think it is.
The reason why I say that is because no one should put you under pressure to the point where you're not in control of your emotion when your child should be at the forefront of your mind.
100%, I agree.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
But what he's, I'm going to tell you what he's saying. Obviously, he's got his own back. But then now you're saying that through experience, though.
100%.
You've done what you've done.
Yeah, 100%.
So
That's where I was going.
100%. I think the person at the time when all of this was going like really crazy was I had a probation officer at the time. We'll just call her Miss White. That was her last name, Miss White. And she wasn't trying to give me no leeway to say technicalities. This is why. As far as she was concerned, I don't care. I really don't care. Like whatever she did is what she did, but you're here. So until you understand and fathom that, we ain't going nowhere. Rasta woman as well, so we know we're giving it. You understand? But at the time, I couldn't stand her. I genuinely couldn't stand her. Because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, but you don't understand. Yeah, I know. I don't, and I don't want to. As far as I'm concerned, you're here because of your actions. And until you understand that, we can't go anywhere. So she put me under pressure constantly. And I just want to say thank you, Miss White. Wherever you are, if you do see this, you're a big part of my movement. Yeah. So she antagonized me, but I should be in control.
What was your mental state at the time?
Pressure. I was just under stress and pressure. I lost my house, like I said. I'm having a baby. I never had no money. I didn't have any money.
That's scary.
I didn't provide for my child when my child first came out. My ex-partner family bought everything. Everything.
You wasn't able to provide at that point.
I was popped down. But I have to put into context as well. But when I came out of prison, I had a relationship and I had broke up with this girl. We had sex. She said she was on the pill. She wasn't on the pill. She had a baby. The baby unfortunately died. He wasn't able to form a skull cap. Now, my son's mum knew what was going on at the time. And then she said to me, I'm pregnant. So I said to her, yo, I can't take that. Like, I can't do that. She's like, well, I'm having it, whether you're there or not. Okay. So now it's just like, whoa. So obviously people might take it both ways, but I did feel like, yo, you trapping me? Like, what the?
Of course, you're gonna feel that.
But later on in time, I believe that was the best decision that she made for me.
Yes.
I do believe that. I do believe that, and it did come
So
across.
you think she made that decision for you?
I don't want to say she made that. I think she made the decision for herself, but as a whole, it worked out because this is who I am in front of you today. And I wasn't, and I was not this person who I was 10, 15 years ago. So
She
So
would
the
have to give it
patience
to her.
could
She would
see
have
it,
her
but you wouldn't
own
have seen
reasons
that.
why for her.
I
she
can't
done it
answer
for.
that. I don't know, but she made the decision, and this is
She
who
made
I
the
am.
decision
Yeah.
for herself and her best interest.
Sorry,
Go
one
on.
second. So, I mean, you know, the antagonizer, I get that part. I know that part. Do you know what I mean? And the whole antagonizing and so on and so forth. But what did that look like for you? Was it kind of that antagonizing where it's almost belittling you of your manhood? You know, that the fact that, you know, you can't provide right now, or
Obviously,
like, what kind of
nobody
antagonizing
argues
was-
pretty. I just want to put that out there. Nobody argues pretty. So, however you feel as a man, you're gonna feel a type of way. So, if it means it's a financial argument, you're gonna feel like a cunt. Straight. You're gonna feel like a fool.
Man, them.
Putting your hand up, man.
Man's in school, yeah.
It's school, man.
I get it.
It's not.
It's manners.
They just don't need
What
to.
was I saying?
Hey,
to
they
you?
all respect you on here, though, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, they
Oh,
really
big up,
respect
man.
you,
Big
man.
up,
You've
man.
done
Big up.
great, man.
As men, how was you guys in Bentley's position? Like, you know, at a low point, and your partner was antagonizing you. How did you deal with that? Bro.
I think in relationships, I've heard it mentioned already, but I think in general, there's a lot of back and forwards. It's part of life. Arguments happen, difference of opinions happen. One thing I've grown to know is that person's lived for however many years before they met you. It could be 20 years or 23 years, but they've got their own concept of how life goes.
Yeah.
It's hard to put your concept of 23 years into another person in 1 year.
It is hard, but I think we also have to put into consideration it's hard how you approach, because a lot of people are forceful with how people are entitled to their opinions, but you don't have to force your opinion and your mindset on someone, because now it comes under the bridge of controlling. And it can be misconstrued. And I think we need to understand
Very true.
because that's where I fell into.
But imagine, Bentley, if you didn't accept that force.
You have to elaborate. Yeah, you're going to have to elaborate for me
What I
still.
mean by that is that, you know, I think it's sometimes quite important that we understand that, or I understand for myself that, you know, it can feel like antagonizing, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's about kind of appreciating somebody for who they are, and sometimes you got to recognize your own triggers and know what triggers you. And a lot of, to answer your question,
Ignorance,
sorry, Bentley, but just to answer your question, for me, in hindsight, I could say now, not necessarily when I was in the marriage, you know what I mean? But in hindsight, I could definitely say now that a lot of it that I thought was antagonizing, you're just being difficult, actually, it was me not understanding myself and knowing my triggers and knowing how to relay that to my partner to say, listen, this is going to trigger me. You might have to do it in a different way. There was never that
It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
And how you say it, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And even still, you can say what you like and you could try and even force that on me. But whether I accept that or not, or whether I allow you to do that is down to me, and that is fully down to me, bro. Do you know what I mean?
So can I give you an example on that topic? So say, for example, your ex-partner or partner, however you want to put it, gives you some information and you're triggered by that. But what she's giving you is the right information, but you're triggered. Who's at fault? Are you at fault because you don't want to accept what she's saying?
100%.
Or is she at fault because how she delivered it?
No, you know, for me personally, I think both. It could be both. So I could deliver it and say, you know what, you're not really pulling your weight very well. It's really affecting me, and I'm going to support you with any help you need, but I need you to pull your weight. There's that delivery. Then you've got the delivery like, you know, you're just shit. You're not doing anything for me. I need you to pull your weight. I've got bag of man out here that will do anything for me. The delivery, the fundamental principle is the same, but actually the way you've delivered it has come from two different ways. Now, for me, personally, she's in the wrong if she's delivered it in a way that is very much kind of pointy fingers, you, and rather than talking about we, do you know what I mean? But then it's also important for me to recognize, bro.
Let me just
you know what I mean?
Let me just say something to you now. So, for example, she's saying something. We're still on that bit. She's saying something to you for over a period of time, 3, 6, 9, 12 months, and she's saying the same thing, but you are making the same mistake. Is she allowed to point the finger and raise her tone now? Because she's been telling you the same thing for over a period of time. I have to be mindful of my words, but you choose not to listen. So whether you want to be stubborn,
or weren't hearing or
being
understanding,
egotistical, it's up to you.
I hear you. I don't think it's that, cause I think
does that allow her to give you the higher tone?
I hear what you're saying.
And pointing the finger.
I hear you saying, and I don't think anyone has the right to, you know, try and, you know, belittle someone in that way or be quite, what's the word I'm looking for, when they're quite intimidating in that way, raising the voice, being aggressive a lot more. I don't think anyone has the right to do that. But I think it comes to a point in my life that I've definitely learned.
Patronizing.
Sorry. And it's definitely come to a point in my life where either you accept me for who I am, and if I think it's something that needs to change, I will change it. But don't you try and change me, because I'm not going to change for that. If I do change, I'll probably go back to my old ways.
Conversation now, because we've heard it on the internet.
What's that?
You've heard it either you take me how I am, or some people will sit there and say, well, this person is because of my change. This person's helped me change. So it depends who you are as an individual.
Yeah, but you have to.
You can sit there and say, well, you can't change me because this is who I am.
Yeah, but if you're telling me for 12 months, that clearly shows that I'm not ready to change.
If you're not changing, I hear you. The person has to make a conscious decision that you are burdened now. You are burdened.
Yeah.
Because you're not listening.
Yeah. Well, then leave.
And you're deciding to keep spiraling out of control.
Now
it's affecting me.
You're
affecting me.
100%.
You understand what I'm saying?
100%.
So you have to make a conscious decision to say, if I stay because I love this person, or I have to go for the betterment of my mental.
That's exactly
100%.
That's exactly what
you make that choice. Either you choose to live with that, or you accept who they are. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's right. It's worked for me.
Yeah.
Grow for some people takes a long time, and
I hear that,
there's no time on mental
Right
growth.
person, wrong time sometimes.
I tried that. I stayed with that person because I loved them, right?
And I did that with my son's mum.
Yeah.
I stayed with that
I gave
person
so much of
because I loved them.
myself to the point I gave so much to her, I neglected myself.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, I've given you too much. I don't have.
Now I'm done.
and there's
I
nothing in your cup.
I can't give you no
out
more.
all your water,
Like, I
and there's
can't,
nothing
yeah.
in your cup.
Yeah,
Like,
I
all
feel
the
like I've
water,
got
kept the
nothing
ginger
myself.
wine, innit?
you know what I'm saying? No, because real
that
talk,
was
right? I said I stayed in that
So you overstayed.
relationship because you know you grow up with no father, innit? You grow up in a single parent household, right? So I know you watch your Fresh Princes, you watch all those things, and you see that.
Happy home.
Yeah, you
Is that
see
what you mean?
Yeah, you see that on TV, and I wanted to create that so bad for myself because I never had it around, right? And the more I was staying around, I was damaging myself
100%.
so badly.
100%. I think that's why I had these white hairs in my face,
bro.
because it got really bad. I started stressing out really bad.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have gone through
Bentley,
How
A lot
bad?
of men do, bro.
To the point where I questioned me as an individual. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say if I question if I should live or not.
No,
It's
but just in
extreme,
general.
but
No,
I
that's
just
where
like-
I was going. I just
Yeah,
wanted to know
I
how
just
bad.
question. I
Who
just
you are,
question.
what you're
Yeah,
doing.
who am I?
Yeah.
What are my morals and principles?
What have I done? this
What am I
last
doing
5
wrong?
years?
Is it actually me?
yeah.
But that's when the
All of that.
narcissistic
Things we don't
Yeah.
behavior
in
comes
these
into
things.
play. Like,
You
you
start
get
blaming yourself a bit too much
bit
sometimes.
mad,
You know
like-
what? I was so lost, right? And I'll
judge and
never
victim.
forget this. It was COVID, right?
Mm.
And I'm not a person that drinks at all.
Mm.
I wasn't a person that drinks, bro.
Before that, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Maybe you never drank as much.
Pardon?
I wasn't a drinker
what I
like
just
that.
Pardon?
Maybe
what
you
I
didn't
just
drink.
Let me
as
just
much.
get the camera.
I wasn't
Pardon?
a drinker.
I don't know about
I
that.
wasn't
I
a
don't know
drinker.
about
Yes, you
that.
was.
No, I wasn't.
I don't know
I
about
wasn't.
that.
Look.
But
Hold on.
house
I don't know
party
about that.
come.
If you're gonna say something, you gotta tell the truth.
What, a Smirnoff Ice could have got me drunk.
You was always a drinker, though.
No, I
You
wasn't.
always have been a drinker.
Anyway, we're gonna move
Anyway,
forward. Yeah.
yeah.
This guy coming in and
So
lying.
I hear you,
You know
I hear
what it
you.
is, yeah. I was so lost, yeah, with myself, and I'm drinking like brandy and that, and I'm on the phone house party with these man, and they're looking at me like, "Yo, are we doing?" But I'm just happy, smiling at them, and he's looking at me like, "Cuz,
Or like you're a bit too high.
like, what's going on here?" Like, do you know what I mean? But I'm just thinking that I'm having
No, it's when
fun.
you started doing the other shit.
What the edibles?
Yes.
Yeah, I started taking edibles.
That's all mad. That's not you.
That is so not you.
That's not
That's
you.
what I'm
It's out of
saying.
character,
That's not
yeah.
you. It's out
But-
of character.
It was a pain that I was running from. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? And then when my relationship was over, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked.
Do you know who you are now?
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
it's just
it still takes time. It does.
Yeah,
take
I'm
time.
getting there.
I
I
think
still-
the process takes longer.
Yeah,
for
the
others.
process is
My one
mad.
didn't take as long.
Yeah.
Because I think what I can identify is my issues. So I self-assess myself quite regularly.
Yeah.
So I understand where I'm going wrong.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then I have people around me that highlight, bro, you're fucking up. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck are you doing?
As in loved ones.
Loved ones and friends. Yeah,
So
yeah.
did the two
You've got real people around you,
convictions?
yeah?
Yeah,
That will
yeah,
tell you about
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Did the two convictions lead you to not seeing your child? Then is that would you say
100%.
that was it?
Yes,
Yeah?
100%. So I'm not gonna sit here and say it's
Yeah.
just me, or sorry, her stopping me.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to sit here and say she was stopping me per se, but she definitely made it difficult.
For you.
What did that look like?
That's what I was about to say, household.
for
Yeah,
so for
yeah,
example,
household,
obviously
yeah.
there was legalities in there. So there was social services.
True. Yes.
Social services.
away.
I'm gonna get there. Social services. There was CAFCAS. Do you know what CAFCAS is?
No.
CAFCAS and social services are two different people,
two
but they're
different-
kind of the same.
Okay. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Social services.
Yeah.
I like CAFCAS.
And they don't leave you alone.
But CAFCAS is more independent. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Injunction, 3 years.
Wow.
Sorry, what did that entail for people that don't understand?
Is that for your child or is that for?
So the injunction
mother?
was
Yeah.
solely for her because
Okay.
she was the victim
Yes.
Not being around
of the
them
crime.
100
So I
yards or-
couldn't speak to her.
Yeah.
And they moved her from London to Essex.
Okay.
So you have to think I'm getting legal visits in prison from the social services, telling me certain
What's
things.
going on right now?
Certain things.
Yeah. Okay.
I've gone to court. We've gone for a trial.
To do with your child already?
So I got 6 months. I was in there for 6
Yeah.
months due to the violence.
Yeah.
I need to say as well, the first one was brutal.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my son is reciting it as ketchup all over the wall.
And your son was old enough
he
to...
He was 4 at the time.
Okay.
So I have to
fair
put that
enough.
out there
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I want to be as honest and open with this as
I'm
possible.
glad you did. Yeah.
So the first time, my son was there.
Mm-hmm.
When he was questioned by social services, he recited it to catch up all over the wall. So you can imagine
The
how
effect
brutal,
it had on them and what he had seen.
how
Yeah.
brutal
Yeah.
I've gone. I've gone
Yeah. In.
like literally lost myself. Like wasn't under the influence of anything, cocaine, weed, nothing. I just went crazy. I just had enough. Literally, I don't
So
know.
you blacked out, or you just?
I didn't black out. No, that's bullshit, man. I didn't
Yeah.
fucking black out. I just wanted to fuck her up. I'll be honest.
yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
honest,
I'm gonna tell you no lie. I just literally. Have you ever got to a point where you had enough of explaining yourself to the point where I'm not a child. Why do I have to keep explaining anything that I say to you? You never believe it anyway.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Like, I don't really
Was
understand.
that enough for your action?
I'm not saying it was enough, but that was what happened
Because
at the time.
I've had that, but I haven't had. Obviously, we're all different, but I haven't had that
Level, that level.
That
So,
level.
obviously,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't-
Especially with female, I've never had that.
I think everyone is a bit different.
But everyone's threshold
different. Everyone's
is different. Everyone's
So,
triggers
that's
is
right.
different.
There you
and
go.
Everyone's mental.
yeah, I don't
definitely
feel
different.
I didn't like to feel that I had to keep explaining myself, especially when I didn't feel it was
Sorry,
warranted.
can I just say one thing?
Yeah,
Sorry
go.
to cut you. I just want to just clarify. Did she put her hands on you? And I'm not trying to thingy. Was it ever she put her hands on you as well?
First.
I can't remember her putting her hand on me first.
Okay.
I
I'm
can't.
just trying to paint the
I can't
proper
sit here and
picture.
say that.
I get you, yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
say she
Valid
did.
question. It's a valid question.
She did when it was going on.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, to defend herself. Obviously,
That's standard.
but no, I can't remember her just going out but she was giving it as good as she got in terms of being verbal, up in my face, doing that. But she never. I don't remember her putting her hand on me. No.
So your child was 4 years old, and then you was convicted for.
I was convicted.
No, but you had an injunction against you. For
No.
3
So let
years.
me get into it. So I got convicted. I came out of prison. I went in prison 2014 for drugs. Came out 16.
Yeah.
The first of January 17, I got recalled.
Yeah.
Because obviously the indictment with her.
Yes.
But obviously I got recalled for the drugs because
so
I came out.
You had to finish
So I had
that
to go back.
sentence.
So
Yeah.
I got recalled for the 28th day of the drugs, but then I had to serve the sentence,
Yes.
which was the domestics.
Yeah.
So I came out 7 months later.
And
The social services got involved.
injunctions.
I was working at the night now.
Yeah.
Social services were involved. They said that I needed to do supervised visits. From supervised visits over a period of time, unsupervised, go on your way. Nothing was a problem.
With your son.
There was no problem. They went over.
But they was allowing you to do the supervised visits at
Yeah,
first.
with obviously a social services officer.
Okay.
So I'll pick him up from school.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't disclose what school at the time, but
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
I was picking him up from school with the social services officer. We will go get something to eat. Then I'll drop him to the place of what we agreed.
So he's about 5 years old now, yeah?
He was 4 at the time.
4, yeah. So he's still 4. Okay,
Yeah. He's 4 going into 5, yeah.
Yeah.
That
But you're
happened
just
for
still not allowed to go around the mum, and that's it.
which was fine by me
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, of course.
Did he have any conversation for you?
Not straight away,
Okay.
but he did.
Was he scared of you?
I
you don't
don't.
know.
I
You don't
don't
pick it
say. I personally don't say he was scared, but it was presented to me that he was scared.
Yeah.
Scared.
I saw my son, and he didn't seem scared. Now,
felt
if I'm
right,
being
yeah.
ignorant,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
but
be the
I
case.
didn't see anything in my son. I personally didn't, and I'm probably being genuine about this. I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
But it was said to me by social services,
And by the
by my
mother.
ex-partner,
Yeah.
by my ex-partner's mum. He's scared, but if he was so scared, why is he being given access to me so often under the nose of the social services? Because if he was, then he wouldn't want to see me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to add it
Yeah,
up.
and that
like-
normally,
Yeah.
that's how it
Do you
normally
understand?
goes.
So
That's
I
right.
don't
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
that, but I
makes
will
sense.
run with that.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
You're
now
not going to
obviously,
be ignorant, but at the same
okay,
time, from
so
what you've
obviously
seen,
I still need
yeah.
to go through certain procedures within myself
Yeah.
to show and prove that I'm in a better mindset and I can be trusted. So I had to go through certain things.
Did you have to do any courses and stuff to?
So now when I've got the second situation happen now, we had an argument. We're rustling in there. She's grabbed me.
You're not together though.
No. We broke up in 2014. I have to put that out there as well. We're tussling. She's grabbed me. I've bit her on the shoulder to release me.
Yeah.
So,
But how
Yeah,
are
I
you
know,
seeing
I know,
her
I
again?
know, I know.
How are you seeing her again?
fucking wild, bro.
Tyson, bro.
Why are you seeing her again?
That's wild.
Because obviously I'm picking up my son from
And
the
dropping
school.
her off.
I'm picking up my son from the school on Fridays.
bit
I've
early,
got him over the weekend.
And now she got to come and collect him. So to
I
speak.
have dropped him to her house.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I've got him over the weekend, every other weekend. So my setup was Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So for example, January.
So
the
at
month.
first it was quite.
I had a regime. So my
Yeah.
regime was, say for example, January,
Yeah.
week 1 and week 3. I'll pick him up Monday, Wednesday, Friday from the school,
Yeah.
take him to football, drop him back to her house. Saturdays and Sundays, he had Saturday football training. I'll pick him up in the morning, drop him back to the mums. Sunday in the morning, I'll pick him up early in the morning, drop him back to the mums.
again.
That's week 1 and week 3.
Yeah.
Week 2 and week 4, I will pick him up from the school Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but there's no drop off
Yeah.
because he's with me from Friday till Saturday, Sunday. So if I wasn't working some Sundays, I'll keep him
To the
him
Monday,
So
and
I'll drop him to school on Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll pick him up from school Monday,
And then drop off.
still drop him back in the evening. Are you with me? So when I don't have him on that weekend, I still provided the maintenance money of shopping. I didn't give her the money. I asked for a list, and I will go and get the shopping, and I'll deliver it.
You had that set from then, yeah? That was all set.
As God is my witness.
So that sounds quite feasible, though. That's more feasible than a lot of relationships that I've ever heard, a lot of breakups that I've ever heard, especially not to the severity of some of them cases there. But it sounds like you had it kind of worked out where you were still getting to see your child, you were still providing for your child, it kind of balanced. So
Let me just put this out there as well. Like, that is a lot of violence from a man to a woman.
I definitely feel
100%.
so.
And you know what? It's actually disturbing, but you know what? I commend you
Yeah,
for actually owning it,
yeah.
claiming it,
Changing. Yeah.
We're getting there
Yeah.
because that is the ultimate
Yeah.
thing, and this is why people, viewers, can learn
Yes. Yes.
from this. You know what I mean? And honesty is the best policy. You didn't have to come on there and lay out your business.
I respect it, man. I admire you for it, bro.
I respect you for that.
Jano.
You know
Not
what I'm
playing
saying?
victim.
Not
Nah,
playing
man.
victim,
No,
owning
no,
up.
no.
Because most men would have been like, oh, it's because she done this, she you know what I'm saying? But you've owned up.
Like I said, at the start of the situation, I was that
You was
person.
in that zone,
I
yeah.
was sitting
I
there
get it.
saying and arguing the technicalities of what she
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I'm not going to sit in front of that. But at some stage, it was credited to me. It was brought to my attention like, yo, you need to take accountability for what you're doing because it's very serious. Like you've heard everything. It is disgusting and it's a high level of violence, bro. I don't think you understand how different this violence is. Like, so I had to deal with myself. Like, we're talking about a 4-year-old reciting the situation. There's blood on the wall.
That's mad.
The biting, punching, and I'm meant to be a boxer, bro. You're not doing things correct. You're moving mad.
What course did you do?
Oh,
Just for the viewers to
the
understand as well,
second time that I
helped you
got
get-
convicted and went into prison, we went to a trial, 2 trials. The first trial, I got a hung jury. The second trial, I got.
So you went not guilty. Obviously.
Hung jury,
the
what does
second
that
time
mean?
I went not guilty.
What does that mean, hung jury?
They can't make a decision.
They couldn't make a
They
decision.
had to convict
I went
for it out.
the second time that she wanted to go for trial again. I had found out that my mum was in hospital. I was already 5 months and 2 weeks into remand, and the indictment was only for 6 months.
So it was.
So it was a technical play for me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get out.
Yeah.
I'm mentally drained because as far as I was concerned, what I had done the first time, I should be held accountable. This one, I don't feel like I've done something wrong to that severity. Like, I don't. So I couldn't cope mentally. It wasn't working for me. And then I found out my mum was in hospital. Once I left court, you leave from the court.
Yeah.
If they say not guilty,
Yeah,
they give
yeah.
you. I've gone straight to the hospital. Gone
To
to
see
check
your
for my
mum.
mum.
To see if your mum's good.
of
Yeah.
course.
Like, I literally, and I don't mind saying, AJ was my solicitor at the time. AJ Offia. I just broke down in the
So I
dock.
was thinking Anthony Joshua.
No, AJ, no, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I broke down in the cell downstairs. Literally broke down. I was literally done. I was mentally battered. I had enough, and I wanted out.
Literally.
Have you ever been in that space again?
The courses was the BBR, building better relationships. That was 30 sessions, and that was over a period of 3 or maybe 4 months. Don't hold me to it.
Just under one.
Yeah, 30 sessions.
Is that still running? That?
No. That's all
done.
of this is come and gone, finished. Everything's
No,
done.
not for you. I
anything
mean,
from
but is
that?
that program still running? Is that course still running?
I'll
or-
be honest, I
You
don't
wouldn't
know.
know, I guess.
I
yeah.
don't know. I
Let
did
me
it.
do a little
I
disclaimer
finished.
as well. while
No,
we're on that
I think you
topic.
meant personally. Are you still on it? Is that what you meant?
No.
No, I'm not on
What
it.
I'm
for
saying is
access
that
if
I've
they
got
need
picked
it.
for people to do it. But can I just
Did you
say,
take anything from it?
I took a lot of things from it. I took a
Okay,
lot.
let's give us a few.
So, as a whole,
Trying to build
quickly,
the other
yeah.
picture, you know?
As a whole, quickly, it makes you understand victims. It makes you understand
Victim awareness.
victim awareness. It makes you understand a point of view of the victim and the aggressor. It gives you tools of understanding a situation before it rises. It makes you understand. It gives you tools to understand volatile situations and how to deal with it. For example, if we're having a confrontation, there's something called the helicopter effect, where we're looking at it from a bird's eye view. We're looking. There's other names, I can't remember all the names, but just giving you tools to understand a situation before it arises and how to deal with it.
prevention and resolution.
There you go. And it makes you
first.
think first. That was one of them, yeah. You sure you weren't on the course?
I was, but
But it's good. I was reluctant to go on there, if I'll be honest.
Still running. It is still running.
There
they
you go.
said, Yeah.
So I was reluctant to go on there.
how does he know?
She knows.
How does
yeah.
she know?
Yeah,
question.
yeah. But there
Sorry.
was girls on that course as well. There were girls on
There you
there as
go,
well
yeah.
when I was there.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
But yeah, it just gives you tools to understand the situation before it arises, or if it does arise, how you would handle it, and just making sure making me understand where I was at fault,
Yeah.
where I went wrong, and there's certain things that I maybe was too opinionated with, a tone,
Yeah.
how my approach was, things that I could say to trigger,
I was just about to say that.
just loads of things. So it makes you understand you as an individual and a scenario that
You know,
arises.
this from that sounds a lot like when they're teaching me how to work with autistic children and things like that. Everything that you lot have said is what you have to look at.
Yeah.
Everything that you lot have said is I've got to consider it, how that might seem to the person, and yeah.
Person, your tone, everything.
Yeah, man. But
I hear a lot of people talking about, and a lot of women feminists or saying that, a man who lays his hands on a woman, it's just a power thing. Now, listening to your story, it didn't
doesn't
seem
sound
like
like
that
that.
at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and I'm not trying to put you in a box either, Bentley, but it seemed, how would you, if it wasn't a power thing, it wasn't to show you that actually, you just need to hold yourself because, I'll put you in your place if I need to. What was it for you?
I've heard frustration.
Was it, yeah, that's what it felt like,
I've
you know
heard
what I mean?
frustration from what I've heard.
I think it's a mixture. What would you say?
I would personally say, I know it sounds silly to say.
Try and think as well. Like back then as well.
Yeah, that's
Don't
what.
try
That's
and
yeah.
think
That's why I
now.
went.
Yeah,
No, that's
Change
good
because
point.
yeah.
it's
That's
different. It's gonna be
that's
a
why I went.
different
That's
answer.
why I
you
went
rise
quiet.
your
Yeah, that's why I
thoughts.
went.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I went
yeah.
quiet. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
good
trying
point. Very good
to
point.
think of certain things that were happening
So
at the time.
Carly and Jenna.
So I'm a lot of the situations that I was frustrated with was her finances, for example, how she dealt with things. Her money management skills were poor, and it put effect on me. Now, I just said to you, I wasn't making any money at the beginning. So your decision making is poor, your money management skills is poor, and it's putting an effect and a strain on me.
Yeah.
Now I force myself to make it happen. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with for me. For example, I'll give you an example. You've gone out, you've got Sky now, and you've gone DFS and you've got sofas.
Yeah.
Who's paying for that? Because you ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. What the fuck are we gonna do? Like, what's going on here? I ain't on the road. So what are we gonna do? Like, and you're giving me a flippant response. Like,
Make it happen,
why
mate.
are you talking to me? Because it's real. Like, we're struggling already. I can barely just make ends meet over here. So you're putting me under pressure, but subconsciously you don't see that. So now we're arguing. We're arguing about this.
Was she telling you
Now
to get
we're
a job?
arguing. You're not listening to me, though. Why are you not listening to me? You don't control it. And then it just bang, it
You're
goes
the
off.
man you just meant to
It
provide.
just goes
innit?
off. It goes off. It goes off. It goes off. And that was one of the scenarios. And I don't know if somebody understands that, but that was the scenario that I was in, and that's how I felt. I felt, like you said, I was under pressure. I felt frustrated, and I felt that I'm explaining something to you out of the pure and the lovingness of my heart, and for some reason you're not accepting or receptive to that.
Was you doing anything at that time? Boxing or something?
Yeah, I
you do
was.
a lot of things, but
Yeah, I
was you doing
was.
anything to let out your energy at that point?
Yeah, I was, but obviously with the convictions, you got to stop because border control ain't feeling it.
Yeah, so you can't do most things.
So that's why my boxing kind of went because of my own. That's why I'm sitting there saying to you, I'm taking full responsibility for me because I hold the hands to the I put my hands on the steering wheel.
Your actions.
But
Nobody
because you've
does
learned
that.
so much, because at the time when you're a young man and going through without the lessons of experience and life, it's a journey. But now imagine if you could tell someone that's 19, for example. There's a lot of 19-year-olds that are still having sex and still impregnating a girl, and they don't even know how to stop from having an argument or building up that frustration.
I think a lot of people go wrong in an argument when
40-year-olds.
yeah. I think
Much less.
I think where a lot of men go wrong in arguments is a person. One is they're entitled to their opinion. They don't have to agree with you for one. Okay.
Exactly.
You don't have to argue with a point
To get it
that
across.
doesn't make sense. So, for example, you're a shit dad and you don't do nothing. Okay. If that's what you believe, that's your opinion. You're entitled to that. However, you subconsciously know that is complete bullshit what she's saying. So what am I getting triggered about? The lie.
Yeah.
What I'm
Yeah,
getting
you're
I'm getting
getting
triggered
triggered
on
by
a
a
woman
lie.
saying
Because
Yeah.
you're not even accepting the fact that I'm doing
Yeah.
good.
okay, but listen
So
to what I'm
that's a
saying to you.
frustration in
But
itself.
this is what I'm saying. You're in the trap. You're in the trap now.
Yeah.
She's saying it because she
Because
wants
she
a
knows
reaction.
this is my
But you
point. Yeah,
know
yeah.
better.
Facts.
So if you know better, you do better.
Now, but at 19, you don't know
I'm
better.
not
That's why I'm
saying
liking
nay,
it. Now,
but
that's what
we
I'm
as
saying.
elders
yeah.
have to
No.
teach the youngers and make them understand the technical
This is
play
it.
because
This
it's
is
a
it.
technical
This is
play.
it. This is it.
Yeah.
The technical.
You're right what you're saying because
yeah.
we never
That's
had
it.
no one to
That's
tell
it.
us when we was
Exactly.
age
No.
So this is why I
You know
said
what I'm
to
Very
you.
important.
That's why my
Very
marriage
This is
failed,
thi-
bro.
this
I
is why I
genuinely
said to
believe
you, I'm taking guidance or governing from elders that don't know
back in,
fuck all. They don't know nothing.
probably didn't care.
They didn't. That's why I said porn on a chessboard.
Yeah.
Do you understand? When you're younger and someone disrespects you, how do you handle that? You violate, you regulate it.
Yeah.
I'm doing this in a relationship. I feel you're violating me, so I'm going to regulate you. That's not right, but that's what I know.
What you know is how you deal with the
So
situation.
how do I
Yeah.
deal with it now? Understanding with knowledge. So if I know the technical play of this woman and what she's trying to achieve, I'm not dealing with you because I know better. You're
Yeah.
saying something to me to gain a reaction, positive or negative is attention. So I'm not
100%.
dealing with your negative attention.
Yeah.
You
And
can
the
say what you
moment-
want to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not getting nothing out of me.
Yeah.
Does that work
Because I
with
know
her
what you're
or
saying
with
don't make
everybody
sense.
with you?
Anyone.
You could do that with everyone right
Anyone.
now.
That takes time
You
to
can
work
say I'm a
on.
complete
That's what
pussy.
I
hole.
think. That's what
That's
I
your
think.
opinion.
Yeah,
Safe.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what I've done.
Yeah.
I know what I'm capable of doing. I ain't got to prove nothing to you.
100%.
Who are
You've
you?
grown.
Like, I'm not putting you on a level of a pedestal of importance. You're not important to me. And if I do activate, I've given you the light or the torch to be important.
Yeah.
You're no.
You've grown a lot, right?
You have to, man.
You've grown a hell of a lot.
You don't even know how much I'm saying that right now. I'm thinking about
Raw.
you saying that right now.
Like,
That's-
crazy.
Norfold, and I'm telling you right now,
Was
to
it-
hear him speak, I'm telling you, I already knew this before this now. Though.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of conversations with you more recently again now, and I'm like, raw.
I was gonna say, was it just life that made you grow, or did you do any exercises like self-help books, or was you watching stuff?
I'm not
going
gonna sit here and say I'm that guy. I'm not that guy. I've just gone through certain scenarios, and I know that I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of allowing people to decredit me, obviously by my actions, and I want that to change. I want that narrative to change. I'm getting older, and as you get older, you're meant to be more wiser, and you're getting more intelligent, whatever. And I want to show my intelligence, and I want to show people that I can articulate myself coming from the mud. Like I've come from the mud, but you would think that I'm not from Hackney. A lot of people are like, where are you from? I'm from E5, from Clapton.
and Southend.
And so,
And you got your son looking
do you
at you. Know what I mean? You got
understand?
your
So,
son
so
watching
now,
you and your
now,
steps.
because he definitely does look at everything that I
100%.
say and do.
They do.
He even mimics me.
They do.
Dad, when you answer the phone, you always do that. Why do you do that? Okay, you're on point. Like, you're seeing me. Okay.
You know, the
Safe.
first time I realised that is one time we've been on holiday. I've gone on holiday with like my family at the time and so on. And I've got my youngest, my firstborn son there. And he must have been about 3. Tiny, 2, 3. And I remember the mother of my children, she's got a video of us, and I'm walking down the street, and she's videoing us, and I've got my hands behind my back, and I'm walking like this, and my son's doing exactly the same, exact at 2-3, and that's when it hit me and showed me and thought, raw.
They really.
It's a real sponge. It's a real sponge, though. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Game's got a song called Father Like Son, hasn't he? So if you actually take in on, is it the documentary album? If you take in that song, I used to listen to that song forever, but I listened to it as of recent. I'm like, wow,
I ain't heard it.
everything that you're saying in this song is literally what I'm doing or I'm going to do now.
Sounds therapeutic, man.
Do you know what I mean? As you asked me a question of what made me change, it was just life, experiences, and I am a role model to my son. And as I'm a role model, he's taking on what I'm saying. Now he's doing boxing now.
Yeah, man.
He made the transition from football to boxing.
I'm so glad you mentioned your son again right now. So where did the transition go from you seeing him, being like taking him a couple of days a week and all that, to not seeing him at all?
Obviously, the second conviction was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
It's happened again.
And she's saying, no, I'm not having this no more.
So I have to be mindful of what I'm saying with this bit, because it can go against me a little
Think
bit.
about it.
So I don't know what they said to her. I have to put that into consideration. But what I do know is I have been convicted because I've gone guilty. If I didn't go guilty, my solicitor said if I didn't go guilty and I thought I would have won. But as far as I was concerned, my mum was in hospital. I just wanted out. Mentally, I couldn't cope with it. So I believe that they had spoken to her and made her understand, if this keeps happening, we're going to take the child.
Yes.
Because at one stage, there was a conversation with my cousin Deli.
What, Deli Atkins?
No, Deli Bricks.
Oh, Bricks.
Man, like Bricks. My cousin, and he said, like, yo, they're trying to take your son, bro. Like, they're proper trying to take your son. And I'm not smirking because I'm happy, because I'm uncomfortable. I'm genuinely uncomfortable talking about it. Like, they're going to take him. I went into panic. And I can only imagine she went into panic. Yeah, you got to do certain things. So the BBR program was one of the things, and injunction and whatever. I had to do it.
Take your lips,
At the time, I didn't want to do it.
But you just want to stop all
But
the
I want to
other
stop
things.
it. I want to stop that. I can't.
The last resort of losing the child.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. You don't want him
It's
in
my
care.
baby, like, do you understand? Like,
Of course.
Yeah.
I think I've already done so much already. I don't want no more.
is
So,
deep, you know.
so I got to
This is
stop
deep,
it.
man.
So I felt like I just had to make that transition, whether I liked it or not. Like, you got to put your emotion and feelings to the side and just get on with it now.
So, I mean, has your feelings towards the mother, because she's the mother of your children, and without her, I know you've got your own, your own discrepancies, and you've had your own issues, and your children are separate entity, but has the relationship between, have you had to try and make it work better for the sake of your family and your children?
So
has it got any better?
I'm going to say two parts, and it's going to may sound ignorant and it sound logical. I feel a lot of people need to stop focusing on that part of the conversation, because that part of the conversation is neither here or there. At the end of the day, if somebody is doing something on a consistent basis, the person needs to make a conscious decision by saying, you know what, I'm just going to focus on the child.
Yes.
I'm always going to do what's best for the child.
Yes.
I'm always going to have the best interest of the child. That
Because
doesn't
so
mean
far
I'm
I've not
dismissive
let
to
that
you.
go.
That doesn't mean I disrespect you, but I cannot talk to you. I cannot work with you. You're unworkable.
Yeah.
So I generally have to deal with the child. Now, I have to put this out there. Depending on the age of the child would also make a major statement of how you're going to deal with. My son's 11. I've bought him a contract phone. I speak to him directly. I've got an order in place, so she knows and I know what's going on. I don't need to speak to you. There's a pick-up, drop-off point, times and dates, all locked down from all till 2028. We don't need to talk. So I have to put that out there. Depending on the age of the child will depend how you deal with it. But my son is 11. He's capable of talking. He's capable of understanding certain things and articulating certain things, so I don't need to speak to you.
Yeah.
I had to put that out there.
I respect that. I respect that. And I mean, the reason why I asked that was because, everyone's in a different situation when you're in those kind of situations. For me, I still have a relationship with the mother of my children. Actually, because it never turned that sour. And
But even if it did, so let's say it did.
Yeah.
If that's the person that you are and you feel that you could have a relationship.
Exactly.
Well done
That's
for
what I
you.
was going to say, yeah.
For
That's
me,
what I was going to...
I choose by choice, because I'm allowed to make this choice.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a relationship with you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I disrespect you.
Of course.
I still, if you say something to me over the phone, I'll say 1 or 2 words, but let's keep it to a minimum.
Yeah.
But
Do you
most
think
of
that
my
will impact your
conversations-
Can I answer this one question just to? I like to get things clarified because sometimes pictures are built, and I want the viewers to understand what you're saying. Is that because she went to the police and got you arrested and you went to prison?
That bit is there, but that's not why I choose not to
Did she
speak to
directly
you.
go to the prison, or was it neighbours or anything, or did she literally go to the police?
No, she
and
phoned the
say-
police.
She phoned
yeah,
them,
she
yeah?
phoned the
Okay,
police.
okay.
I heard the 999
Was she-
call.
was she-
Okay.
She went to the
Was
police.
she in her right?
From what I've heard.
I believe so.
Yeah, from what I've
I
heard.
believe
just
so.
trying to
Yeah, no, I believe so.
clarify.
If someone's knocking like 11 bells out of you, you will go to the police, as a civilian or not. You would do if you feel helpless.
And you're a technical fighter.
So then there you go. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
a
she was
different
within her
level.
right to do that.
yeah,
Yeah, she's
yeah,
within her right
yeah, I
to do that.
respect it.
Your weapon.
I respect it.
That's it.
Do you think that your son would want you to have a relationship with your mum?
He has
said it.
showed me that, and I've reached out to him. Well, I've reached out to her, and I said, "Oh, what?" I said to him over the phone, "Where are you?" I'm at home, Mum. Oh, what were you and Mummy doing? No, nothing. He said to me, I wish you and Mummy would go out. I said, okay. Ask Mummy if she's hungry. Let's go out and get her food. She declines.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No, but the way you
I
did
put
that
it out
just so
there.
quickly,
That's
let me-
it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be. However I feel is how I feel. But for the sake of my bambino, I'ma flip this.
Well, that's what I mean.
I'ma flip this.
That's
because
what I
at the end of the day,
That's
my
the point
son,
he's making.
my son is paramount.
Yeah,
I care about him.
Yeah.
I can be in the same room as her.
Put it this way.
And you can understand, I'm not feeling you, but I'm feeling you right now because my baby's in it. And he's looking over like,
And we're gonna work it.
are they over there talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I
You're
totally
fully aware of
agree.
what's going on.
He's aware of what's going on. He is aware because
big
there's
boy,
certain things that he's said to me and there's certain things that he does. He's like, he will say to his mum, like, Mum, stop. Shay, cool. Mum can say what she's saying. All right, Mum, I'm sorry. Cool.
Do
So
you
we've
feel?
no, but
sorry.
we've mixed up a time that
Do
I'm
you
still
feel
trying
he's
to. Yeah,
being
go on.
poisoned against you?
What's your question?
I still want to find back the transition. So now you said it was going left, but you had a second conviction, and then now they're saying you can't see your son at all.
Sorry, yeah. So it got to
Remember
the
that
stage.
was a- yeah.
Sorry, my bad. So I couldn't see him at all. They wasn't allowing me to see him. The only way that I was allowed to see him if I jumped through certain hurdles. Sorry to say it like that,
Yeah,
but that's how I
yeah.
felt.
Yeah, yeah,
So
of
it was the 3 years injunction, 30 sessions of BBR,
Yeah.
Which helped.
and which helped, and the year suspended sentence. So what sorry, I meant to add, the judge was in the first case,
The same judge.
the same judge. So he said, I understand what's going on. I can't say so much. I know Bentley loves his kid.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a
wicked.
deep issue between those two.
Yes.
So I'm going to put a judgment based upon those two.
Yeah.
But nothing to do with the child.
Yes.
The probation and the
Prosecution. Yeah. The little
tried to
arseholes
put
more
something
time.
in place to stop the child from
as well.
seeing me.
But even though the judge has been clear that
But
he's
he's
not
been
doing
clear.
it.
That's
Yeah.
like, man. That's what they're like.
This happens, man. I'm telling you, prosecution all the time, man. They're-
Yeah.
man.
Should I say what colour it is?
No, but
Okay.
you're lucky.
White.
Okay.
Right, he was
Nah,
cool. He was
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
He was cool. He
Who the
was-
judge?
No, but you know what it is? You know what I like about the judges? You see the prosecution and everything, they're deep. You see the judges, now they're deep, man. They read people properly,
Yeah.
man. The judges read
No,
people
I
properly.
was asking him, is it female or male? Because
That's
from my
true
experience,
as well.
from people I know, and not even just domestic violence, but fighting for their children and that, I find that a lot of women.
So I'm
judges
gonna
favour-
give you
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a more
Yeah,
technical. I'm
facts,
gonna give you a
facts.
funnier story later on about male and female judges after.
Yeah.
What he's saying is quite true.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna flip it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said 3 years injunction, 30 session to BBR, 1 year suspended. Done that. Once the 3 year period had finished, I went to summons her to court. I was about 3 weeks later. So it would have been March the 18th, 3 years from the day. 3 weeks later, I put in my summons. I summoned her to court. I want to see
You
my kid.
summoned her, I want to see my child.
I want to see my kid now. This is not. I'm not playing this game. Before
Is that
that,
expensive?
yes.
Yes.
That's a real father.
I have to ask that straight
Just
away.
a letter.
I want to ask that straight away and
Before-
put that out there.
Before I summons her to court, I have to add this as well. I'm not gonna sit here and say she was stopping me from seeing my kid, but she was definitely making it difficult.
Yeah.
She was allowing me to see the child every season when the child needed clothes, and
Her
she was
terms.
on her terms,
Yeah.
and I had enough.
Literally.
I had enough of that. Do you understand? Because you're sitting there saying things to I would say decredit. It's not really the right thing, but you're saying certain things to make the situation look heavier than what it is. But really, you're not telling them the full story of what's going on at this point, because you're sitting there saying, it's like, I don't want to be there. Or if you're not saying that, I'm absent. Why is he not there? Some people know who I am. Like, I've come in today, I've bought drinks. I'll spend on my guys.
Yeah, facts. I know that already.
Why wouldn't I spend for my Bambino?
Yeah, facts.
I'm not in here with a big kettle. I'm here with a $24.99 watch. But I will spend £2,000 on my kid.
Yeah.
But I've always known that about you.
Do you understand? Like it doesn't add up. So
course.
for those people out there, sorry, I'm gonna say this. For those people out there that were saying certain things at the time, if you know me, it hurts when you say things about me when you know me. Like it's very hurtful. Yeah. But when you don't know me, it's like you're kind of listening to the bullshit, but like, nah, that don't really sound like him.
Yeah.
Say things
You know what I
like
mean?
what though?
So for example, it's just like, bro, my man lashed that on her again. Am I just a nutcase to just go around crucifying people? Like,
But maybe the severity of the first one
It
has
looks
got
like in
them
their
not
point
being
of
able
view,
to
though,
judge it.
the severity. What he said.
Yeah, the
these are
severity of the first one, they might not be
These are
able
my
to.
people that know both parties, me and her.
Are they people today?
Okay.
They are my people, but I'm gonna say
Some crucial
I'm gonna say
questions, you know.
you're not my people because how you've handled me. But they will see me as their people, but I look at you a bit.
I see me. I like to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So I look at it in a way as, under any circumstances, you're meant to strike a woman. Yeah.
You mean under
So-
no
No
circumstances?
circumstances.
Sorry,
Yeah,
under
no
no
circumstances.
circumstances.
Man said under every
Disclaimer.
circumstance.
This guy,
Under any circumstances,
go
you're not meant to strike a woman.
100%.
Yeah. So obviously, I get it. They're your people, and they should always. First thing they should have done is actually approach you.
No, they didn't.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying,
they
I'm
didn't.
saying they should
They
have.
spoke
they should
about
have
me
been like,
before.
Yo, no,
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah,
that's
I
what
hear
they
you,
should
bro.
have done.
I
You
hear
get what
you,
I'm
bro.
saying? But I'm just playing devil's advocate, because it is a wild thing to hear. Shit, Matty's rare. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So it is a mad thing.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Cuzzy.
You know?
But I'm saying if Bentley's peoples were like how I know Matty and you,
That's why I asked him.
could
are
never
they-
question.
But that's why I
I
asked
get
him.
you. I get
are
you.
But we can't defend it because there's no question
No,
because
yeah.
he did what he did.
Exactly.
Yes,
I
yes.
respect that.
That's why I was mindful of how I said
You understand?
it.
What I'm saying?
respect
Because
that.
at the
I
end of the
understand
day,
it.
regardless
Don't
of your
like it.
brethren,
Yeah,
you still
yeah.
did what you did. And if he done it, you done it, then I'll tell you about yourself.
Yeah, and that's
But-
what I
but
expect my
will
brethren to
tell
do.
you about
Yeah,
yourself. I don't
exactly.
need to go outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're not
yeah.
pointing fingers at friends now, but
You understand what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
That's
One
why
thing,
I said earlier, I do have family and friends that pull me up.
it's important, bro.
I
It's
do have
important to
certain
have
people.
those around.
It's when you go through the mud, is when you find out who's who.
100%.
I've got a tattoo on my chest. My mum sent me a card when I was in prison, just with messages, like my mum calls it a note. She sent a line, and it says, "We never know just how strong we are until strength is our only option."
Rotted card.
And I had to get that tattooed on my
that one's
chest
a big
because
one. That was a big one.
when I was at my lowest point, the saying says it all. I didn't have nothing else. Your money doesn't matter. Your car don't matter. Your clothes don't matter.
Not at all.
Plugs. I'm
Watch, your
different in
ring,
the
your
strength.
jewels doesn't matter. The only thing that you've got is your sanity and your strength.
Yeah.
Literally.
One thing I really wanted to ask you though, did you have any inkling at all that you was going into a relationship with a woman who would act like this if she had your child, and you ended up getting to this
Rhetorical
situation?
question, though, isn't it? But I hear you.
If you know what I mean, no, because you know,
I didn't
I've
think
heard the
she'd
story.
always a
I've heard the
teacher,
story. I've heard the story. Like, you can't pick poor and expect a good outcome.
Yeah.
You know what you
I
was
think-
almost.
I think
I'm
there
not
was
saying
signs.
you knew that.
I
but-
think there was signs. There was red flags, and I think this is another thing that we need to kind of highlight is, for example, if you go out on a date and you buying the meal, and you've ordered the meal, and she orders alcohol, just be mindful of how she consumes this alcohol. If she's drinking, by the end of the night she's getting liquored more than you,
Frass, yeah, I mean.
this is a red flag, bro.
Wow.
Because it
On
will
a
start
date.
happen. It will start happening in a relationship. Now, people sit there and say, well, I beg to differ. Okay. Go into your problems with your lady and tell me what your main problem is with your lady and tell me if it weren't there from the beginning. Because my issue, if you're asking me,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
was an issue. And I
Yeah.
dismissed the red flag.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the
you
question
saw
was.
it.
I get it
I
now.
saw
I
it
get
and dismissed
yeah,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand?
From that
I'm
early,
just
yeah.
giving you an example. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
I
giving you an
get you.
example.
I get
Sometimes we have to subconsciously see or consciously see that a red flag is there from the beginning, but because she's new, new car, new smell, whatever, however you want to
yeah.
put it. You dismiss it. But brother, when it comes banging on the door, it's real.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? It's real.
And like I was saying, you know, I feel like I wish I had those kind of conversations prior to my
Earlier,
marriage.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've stuck out my marriage for a good strong 10 years. We were together for a good 14, 15 years. Had children, had the whole lot. And I genuinely feel, you know, I feel we're both part to blame in terms of, you know, how we kind
Ended
of
up, how it
diluted,
ended
yeah. But I think, you know, when all is said and done, there is a lot that I could have done better. And I know that, do you know what I mean? And I've always communicated that to her, and she knows that as well. But I'm also aware of the fact that, you know, there were certain things that man just didn't know how to put into place. Like, for example, having those very important conversations at the beginning, rather than having them important conversations in the marriage. And now we're in mad drama because we didn't have that convo
I think
earlier.
terms and conditions are your terms and your boundaries are should be highlighted from the beginning.
Yeah,
because
yeah. 100%.
Once you go past your boundaries, it kind of gets messed up. But then at the same time, somebody
But you don't know
will
all of your
make out
boundaries
that
until
you
they
are the
get tested
problem.
some of the time.
They
Yeah.
will make out that you are actually
Yeah.
the only problem.
Gaslight you.
But if you go away and sort out your issue and the problem is still there, who the fuck is the problem? That's what I know.
That happens.
That's what I know.
No, that happens.
Because if I'm the person with the temperament problem and I go away and sort out my issues and I'm coming at you
With a soft tongue now.
with a lighter tongue, with a legal
Hey,
Wild.
it's been good today as well. It's
with,
been quite decent, isn't it?
with a legal document that states how we should deal with our child, who is at fault? Because if there's faults or situations that are happening and it's not from me,
Word.
we have to kind of ask who the problem is. and
Definitely.
who is causing the problem.
Definitely.
And it's definitely not me.
Yeah. And you have to have two honest people in this situation. Otherwise, it's never
Like I
going to
said,
work.
if there's a problem, we have to identify what the problem is.
You know what I mean? And some people won't take that accountability like you have, though, Bentley.
Like I said,
is what I'm saying.
Like I said, yeah, I have to be mindful of how.
I'm not saying
certain
I'm not saying
things, you get me?
specific to you. I'm just saying people in general. Do you know what I mean?
100.
I want to just say quickly to the camera and to the public that we're not professionals. We're literally speaking on our own experiences and our own opinions. And if you are going through the same or similar situations, the best thing for us, we would say, is to go and seek help. We are not that help. We're just trying to help in the ways that we can help.
And on either side.
On either side, that's what I mean, literally.
yeah,
on either side, victim, everything. It goes both ways. I know there's a lot of men that's getting clapped up by their women nowadays as well.
And I mean either side.
Like,
I
you
feel
get
even
me?
if you feel you're an aggressive person and you're easily
Yes.
triggered.
Yeah,
I mean
definitely,
that.
definitely.
I think there's
Yeah.
certain things that I've, as a temperamental person, then I know where I went wrong. I know from my experiences what helped me. It may not work for everybody else. I went to the gym, I went to counselling, anger management, it helped. But at the same time, I understood what was at stake. And I understood that my son had to be at the forefront of my mind because I genuinely love and care my son. So if I'm sitting there saying, I love my son, well, we kind of going to argue with you.
No, because you don't want to cut, but I've got, it's even to help me get my point. Do you know why? You said earlier that you done one course that was said to you by the courts.
Yeah, which was the
demanded by
BBR.
courts, but I've just heard that you've done about another 2 or 3 more things.
So I done it on my own.
But that's very important.
Yeah, I done
You
it on my
can't leave
own.
it out.
Yeah.
If
Your
you went
girlfriend
counselling,
man, bro.
if you
So-
went counselling
when I
and
asked
paid
you, I
for your
don't mean the
counselling.
Yeah, okay. No, I
It's
just
even
spoke
better that
yeah.
you went and seeked out more
This
for
is
yourself,
my point
and I
now.
valued that more than what the court said you to
Forced
do
you
because
to
you
do.
had
Yes.
to do.
Yeah, so
Even if you
so,
got something
okay.
from it.
So
See?
now that we're saying that,
See?
what I did from the court's point of view was the BBR,
Yeah.
the 3 years injunction,
Yes.
and what I did by myself
Yeah.
was anger management and counselling.
Very well.
I done that on my
I
own.
thought they was going to suggest anger management, and I was going to say it, but the fact that
The,
you done
the,
it
thi-
yourself,
the first thing he done was it the
BBR.
Yeah,
It,
building better
kind of
relationship.
probably touched
Put
on a
things-
little bit of it,
yeah.
but anger management
better
is more
relationship.
specific.
I think that BBR kind of gave me the view of a relationship on
Aspect
pros
of
and
it.
cons of the relationship and what goes wrong in the relationship. I think the counselling and the anger management was for myself
I need to ask you a
because
question
I needed to
after.
know. I needed to know what was going wrong for me,
For
you.
the deeper scale.
Yes, 100%.
From the beginning. Because
Yeah.
I had anger management problems from the age of 13, 14, and why I was rebelling, why I was so
Before
angry.
any of this situation,
Yeah, I had anger management
So
problems
that's what I
before.
was going to ask
why did you lash out on man them and go too far?
No, but that's what I was going to ask you because
I just like fighting.
For the
Yeah,
viewers,
there we go.
because someone's going to be under the comments or whatever saying thing. I want to know basically what you said. Did you have that same energy for man on the road?
I definitely did have same energy for man on the road.
Okay.
Yes.
Certain situations I got moisted down. Let's have it right.
No, but I've seen one.
No,
There's
it's
certain-
not.
there's-
It's not.
There's certain situations
It's
that
not about. It's not about.
no, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna say
Go on.
how I was with her is how I was with others.
That's the point.
I
I'm making.
definitely was.
That's the
There-
point.
We can sit here and have technical plays like, oh,
No, no,
well,
no,
I remember this
no, no,
situation,
no, no,
Benson,
no,
you
no.
got moisted. Well, say if I did,
No, I was
whatever.
gonna say the
I'm
other
just,
way
no, I'm
around.
just,
no, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
put it out there.
But
But what I'm saying,
that doesn't matter. The
principle was anger, though.
When I
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
a
that's
question,
my
it's
argument, yeah.
for a specific reason
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I know if I'm watching something and no one ain't said that, I might think, oh, but did you have that same energy? So
Yeah.
whether you get moist or whatnot, that's life.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
I'm just
but
putting I'm
did
just
you
putting
go
it
at that-
I'm just
that
putting it out
energy,
there.
go at the
I'm just
situation?
putting it out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'm not sitting there
You
saying
know what I'm
that.
saying? So it's not specific.
No, I
that-
get what
and
you
don't
mean.
want the picture is specific.
I'm
you just
not
do that
I'm
for
not
women.
gonna
If
sit
that
here.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
facts.
I'm not
Very
gonna
important.
I'm not
Very
gonna
important.
sit here and say to you.
So it's not a macho thing.
Thank you. I'm not gonna sit here and say man's a bad man. But if I felt that you disrespected me, I would do something about it. If I felt that you was disrespecting my guy, my member, my brother, I would deal with you.
Mostly human nature.
That's
bro.
it. But I'm not a bad man. Like
So
not a bad man,
Did
like.
you, yeah, I heard that. Did
Jamaican
you
colours and
recognize?
chewing gum, you know.
Did you recognize though? Did you recognize that you had anger management problems from 13, 14, or
Yes.
was it so
Yes,
you was aware of that?
Yes.
Growth.
So by the time now you've done your BBR and so on, and now you're ready to even invest in yourself more by doing these courses. That was like that was like a time for you where you could turn around and say, actually, Bentley, you actually need anger management.
So I had
Is that how it went?
I had a conversation with my mum, and my mum said to me, "Son, I don't like the fact you keep going to prison, whether it's for the domestics or the drugs. I don't like it. It's
Full stop,
it's
yeah.
killing me.
Yeah.
You're making me sick. Like you're making me ill.
Wow.
Oh,
And at the same time, at the same time,
it's a lot, you know.
Yeah, bro.
my mum is my world. Like
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, literally.
my
What
world.
was your mum's take on it?
She just,
My mum didn't like it. I
It
don't
was
know where
hurting
you've
her
learned
health,
this.
right?
I don't know where you
All
learned
of
this
that.
behavior.
And
And then people coming to me telling me about my son's licking down girl.
Did she hear the extent of the lick
Of course she did.
Of course.
Because her mum and my mum have a mutual friend. So she's hearing it.
Directly.
And my mum owns pubs in London.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know.
So your son's a terrorist now, is he? Okay. It's good that he's in jail then, isn't it?
And how did that make you feel knowing
Like a
your
cunt.
mum was feeling that?
Like a cunt.
Was you embarrassed for her?
Very.
Yeah.
I'm
Was
embarrassed
that a
even
lot of your
talking about it.
motivation to try and change? Came from there.
It wasn't. That wasn't my mo. That
Oh.
wasn't. No. It
Sounds
was
like
just-
his
it's-
son was, but these are the things that were helping.
I think it was a concoction of my son,
Yeah.
my mum, the perception of what people, how they view me, what they say of me, and the embarrassment that I feel when I'm walking down the road.
You still feel that now?
Nah.
Because you've made
That's
yourself so
accepted it.
proud.
Nah.
Is it because
Nah.
you've done so much things to kind of override even what has happened?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I did what I did. You can't make me feel less of a person than how I felt then.
Already. Yeah.
I've done my sentence.
Yeah.
I've gone through it all. I've lost custody of my kid. I fought for my kid. You can't make me feel
My
any less of a
embarrassment's
person.
done. I'm not embarrassed.
I
no
don't
more.
care what you say
Yeah.
of me. I don't care. You don't even have to respect me.
Yeah. I respect
But you're gonna
myself.
hear what I have to say,
Yeah.
and then you make a judgment from there.
Such a powerful position to be in.
Do you think,
mentally.
Do you think
You
the
know what I
mother
mean?
of your child now respects the growth and the transitions that you have made from the very first incident till now as a
I
person
hope so.
and as a man?
I hope so.
But haven't you seen
probably
no
wants you
evidence
back.
of her noticing it?
No.
You haven't seen evidence of even the not the reluctancy, the other word, the willingness to let you see your child more, even to have a conversation with you now compared to what she might have gone through at that time from the very first and maybe the second
has to.
She
incident.
ain't got a choice now.
Yeah, no, but I know that with the court case, but I'm saying that haven't you seen any signs in her as a person to say, right, he's much better?
Okay,
that's
so-
all
so-
I'm
so
saying.
all I
because
can-
to me, it's
all I can
evident
say
in
is
half
this,
an
right?
hour.
All I can say is this.
Girl ain't gonna commend you on
And
that.
take
I
it.
know, but I have to ask.
Take it from this, right? When someone is genuine, you see the genuine part of their action, right?
Fact.
Yeah.
I only feel, and I believe it's only viewed that you are accepting it because I put you in a position where you have to accept it.
Exactly.
You haven't come to me and said to me, you know what, Bence, bygone be bygones.
Exactly.
Let's make it
This
happen.
is what I'm
you haven't
asking.
done that.
In no
I've
ways,
taken
yeah.
you
Most girls wouldn't.
to a situation where it's uncomfortable for you.
Entitled to.
I've put you in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, and at the end of it, you've lost. Whatever the technicality is, you've lost.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to bow down to the situation now. I'm not saying I'm forcing it, but they've made a judgment.
But the judge is.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So if it was a genuine situation, then you should have come to me. So I sit here and say, I hope you do. I hope you see that I've changed. I hope
How
that
long
you
did
see
the court case last?
a year. A year.
Okay.
Yeah. So me not seeing him consistently was over 6 years. Me going through the court, my proceeding with the child arrangement order.
And
was
bringing
a year.
it to where you want it.
You asked me how much it was. It was just under 15,000.
All together.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, man. Did you have a partner with you during this time to support you?
It's there.
did.
I swear down, I wanted to
No.
do this.
I did.
No,
I
but
did.
not just to support you, to even be stressed at you as well. Because sometimes the partner's going to be vexed with you because you're still
Sure,
in
she was
this thing
supportive.
with another thing as well.
Still,
Yeah,
but I'm sure you was open with her at the same time.
She knew what was going on because she heard, and I told her. I was open and honest. She was at a load of the court cases. She knew what was going on. She had seen my ex-partner, obviously in the court situation. Nothing was said. And one thing that I have to say to her is that I respect her dearly. She is one of the main reasons why my mental has changed to where it is now. She's she is.
Salute wherever you
you need
are.
a
Salute,
good woman.
salute wherever
She
you
is.
are.
You got
She's
to clap. You
patient.
got to clap. You got to clap.
She was patient with me with my temperament.
Yeah.
She was the yin to the yang. I'm fiery, she's not. I'm fast, she's slow. So she was the
The
opposite.
balance.
Yeah.
She's a church goer. I'm a road man, if you want
You
to
need
put
to
it
get
like
back
that.
in church, bro. Sorry.
In time,
No
in
judgment.
time, in time, yeah, in time, in time. But she was a big part to play. But one thing that I respect her highly for is that even though
Sorry.
we're
Okay,
going through it, we're going through
That's
it,
cool.
we're going through it, we're going through it, we're going through it. But she's still my guy. That's my
and
guy.
that's
Like,
what it
you
is,
know what I
that's
mean?
what
I
it
know.
is, that's what it
Yeah, I'm saying it. I don't care. I'm saying it, man. I'm saying it. You know. I'm like,
Yeah, I get you, I get you.
that's my homie, man. Like, we never ended on bad terms. We ain't on no like loggerheads. We're cool. It's just
It's who I know, innit? I know her.
Yeah.
of course,
So-
yeah.
But we haven't. It's not a mad thing. Where she's just doing her thing with her career, and I'm doing what I'm doing with my son and my career. It's not even a mad thing like that.
Do you think you would have made the progress you made, or the way you had mentally made that progress without her there? You think you could have dealt with it without having that partner, that side by side system that's gonna?
I'm gonna sit there and say yes because my support system was my mum.
Teacher questions.
But she was there, so she helped me.
The assembly today.
That's it.
It's like he's giving a sermon.
As a man,
Man, that's so dumb.
It's like he's giving a sermon.
This year for the assembly.
there? No, like he performing. Would you be there if she was there?
It's
Amen.
good questions, though. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is perfect.
No,
I like to
that's you.
illustrate.
Yeah.
as a man, how important is it to have the right woman in your corner?
Whether you're fighting a custody battle or not, in general, it's good to have a balanced lady.
Yeah.
I think it's also.
I wish I was on my live right now, man.
What, the battery dead?
Yeah, man.
Oh, this is
You
dope.
could have
you know?
given it
Yeah,
to them.
I
Sorry, given it to them.
I think in general it's good to have a balanced lady, and in other aspects of being balanced, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, these are aspects that you need to have. So if something's not balanced, it's not going to keep you balanced. I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. So I just had to put that out there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agreed. What about you, Ellis? How do you feel?
What up?
In terms of like listening to Bentley's story, and like we all got families here, innit? We all have families.
Yeah.
here, you know what I mean? We all have children here. Like for you personally, have you ever found yourself in a compromising position where you've compromised your character, where you've changed your character because you've been drawn out for whatever reason or been triggered, or do you know what I mean? Where it's made you look less than to people, or maybe your family or your kids, yourself. Like, how did that make you feel when it happened to if it happened to you?
I don't know if I'm explaining it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Started.
Started. You know what?
I know you've lost him already. You know you've lost him already.
I don't know how
I know
to
you've lost him already.
No, you know what it
Say
is,
something, mate.
But when you said this to me, yeah,
Sorry.
I'm answering the question, but I'm not answering the question.
Can't you break it up into like 3 segments?
All right, yeah. All right.
Sorry.
So,
Because that was
yeah.
loaded.
Have you been in a position where your character's been compromised?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay. What? Can you give me a scenario of when that happened, or an example of what happened? And how did that make you feel now after reflecting? Not in the moment, because you know when we're in the red, it's hard to come down to the green. You can't think straight in the red. I'm saying after you reflected, how did
After
it
I
make you feel?
reflected?
Yeah.
It made me feel low, like there was an argument for me, and I had a big argument with my partner at the time, and my neighbor was there.
Yeah, just checking out.
My
straight away.
neighbor was
Yeah,
there.
Technical.
And I was
Sorry,
like,
was it male or female?
Mel.
Okay.
So and it just turned.
Escalade.
It just turned, but it got to a point where I just remember we was all drinking.
Drink doesn't help.
Doesn't. And as I said before, I've totally lost myself.
We all have.
And I didn't know how to hold. I saw my family breaking away from me, and I'm just thinking...
Silly question at this point, but why were they breaking away at this point? Why were they breaking away?
Witnessing the drama too much.
Why my
Too much
family breaking away?
Yeah.
Because the reason why I asked that is because you have to identify certain things that are happening.
Do you know what it is? I did something, and because you told me that you forgave me, I'm thinking you've forgiven me and that's it.
I don't want to hear
But
it.
don't do that.
I don't want to hear
Like,
it.
I'm seeing all this other shit going down, and I'm just like, raw, like, you said you forgave me, like, and I made that change for you because you forgave me, but losing myself completely, compromising myself to everything.
So
and when
you
I saw
made
it breaking,
you made a change for her, or you made it for yourself?
Not for me.
Okay.
Like,
So you put her as the priority in that situation.
trust me, yeah.
Okay.
And then,
But that's what I'm saying. Do we understand what we're saying here, though?
100%.
yeah.
We've made the transition for her, not
Yeah,
knowing that
not
I'm
for
a
yourself.
fuck up.
Yeah.
and I need to change for me, and then you come into
100%.
You get it?
Yeah,
Like,
100.
yeah,
100, bro.
Do you know
so-
why? Because you said it the right way
yeah,
already.
Yeah.
So
But
I
it's
heard
good.
it.
You're
Trust
being
me.
honest,
Right.
and that is
So-
what you did.
Yeah. And I just remember I was drunk, and we was all talking. It was all eating. Everything was cool. Then I just blew up. You don't love me.
See? And
You don't love me.
It gets to a
Cuz,
point.
I
What
swear
got
to you.
you there? The drink or the
Oh,
food?
that's a no
The
joke.
drink, man, and the food.
Like I said,
As I
yeah,
said.
right.
But I was
Well,
just
you don't
like,
love me.
you don't love me. You
So
want
you
to
was
leave
triggered.
me.
So you was
Yeah.
triggered. So
I know.
that's the same situation that I was in, and I said to you, it doesn't sound, but I just had enough. Like I just
Yeah.
felt like I'm explaining myself, but I was triggered, and I didn't understand that was a trigger point. But we do go through it. I'm just in a different way of the trigger. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's just
100%.
mad.
Like, as you said, yeah, for the first year or 2 years, I felt like a man. Like I grew up and I was a man.
Okay.
And I spoke to my he's like my big bro, and I said to him, I don't feel like the little boy at the table no more. I felt like I was with his lot. Like we saved, we bought our house. You know, this guy's come to my house. He's come to my house, and they're so proud of me.
So do you think
Like-
you have a mentor?
Huh?
Do you think you have a mentor?
I was a mentor.
Yeah. Do you see anyone as a mentor? Maybe
Oh
I should say
man,
that.
that's one thing I've been blessed with, bro. Like I've got uncles, even the people around me, like that will tell you, yeah, you fucked up or you're fucking up. And as I said, I just burst out. I was just like, you don't love me. You want to leave me. You want to break up this family. Like my girls, they need me. But you want to let us go. Like, and she's like, shut up.
Did you take accountability to what actions you put towards that? 'Cause
Love
Yeah, but
one
I
thing of today has been a lot of accountability. I've
100%.
learned today.
And this
You
is
get
what
I
I'm
mean?
trying to
So it's very
say.
important.
I had my accountability and I praised her so much for giving me the chance. Again,
Yeah, true. That's
I
why you was
felt-
accepting the forgiveness
I
so
felt
much.
obsessed with her. It's like, wow. Cause I was in jail when certain shit come out. And you still stood by me on trial.
Yeah, word.
You done everything. I
So
will
you thought you
never
got past
take
the
that
main
away.
bit now, if anything.
And you know the worst thing is, she accepted accountability for certain things as well. So when I'm in jail,
You're thinking that we're getting there
I'm
now.
like, what the
Yeah, we're getting
Ross?
there,
Like,
yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
amazing. And then we came out and then we made our plan. We stuck to our plan. right? And we bought a house. Remember, I'm from the roads, fam. That these things, we don't see this shit like in this kind of thing, like man them and saving up with their thing.
Should be the norm, though, isn't it? It should be more the norm, isn't it?
It should be the norm, but it's not like that where we're from, innit?
It's
Like,
not at first, and then we grow into it. I
And
feel
then
like
we
we
grow
all seem
into
to
it.
grow into it at a certain age, and sometimes I think what we are now saying is that we're doing it a little bit late. We wish
Sometimes
we
the
could have
norm
done
is
it a
the
little
norm.
bit earlier.
yeah.
But we're
Yeah, it's
definitely
true,
getting there as a transition. When we get families, when we're going through some of the hardships of what we do face, I think after that we're saying, you know what, this is how we should have been doing it, and it's good that we are saying it.
It is.
All we can do as people in our generation is try and tell the 16-year-olds and the 15-year-olds,
how it
in
is,
my
bro.
opinion,
And-
is try and help them with it, because this transition, what all of us have gone through, it's a big
And
package. It's
to
jewels.
answer your
It's
question,
gems for the youth.
so when it all, went a bit peak, I phoned my neighbour, yeah, cause I was drunk, and I phoned my neighbour and I was like, "Bro, you witnessed it. What was it?" And he said to describe it, you was a cloud,
A what?
A
a
dark
cloud.
Cloud. Oh.
and you burst and it started raining, and you was crying out for help.
Pent up for
But why? Why do you think? Why do you think you was in that situation? What was the cause of that?
I wasn't speaking up
Yeah,
for myself,
you-
and I
you
felt
pent
like
it
I
all
owed you.
inside.
So what fueled that?
What? She couldn't forgive me.
I would say more the alcohol at that point, because some people are an emotional drunk.
Yeah, she couldn't forgive
I
me.
mean,
but
I
it was
don't
me.
drink. I don't drink when I'm unhappy.
See
I only
me,
drink when I'm happy.
as I said.
Not saying that I'm an emotional drunk,
But you know
It's
yourself,
just that
bro.
I get into my
know-
mind.
Like he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
yourself.
Yeah.
You know yourself. Like for me, I had
I
the
drink when I'm
transition.
upset as well,
Yeah,
to try and help me just stay.
That's not good, man.
No, but it doesn't
Like
always
the-
make me go into that mode like what a lot of people does.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
the kind of thing that gives me this little, you know what,
And
I'm
what
cool,
is-
man, I'm good.
So then you should find a substitute to.
I've got many others.
Yeah.
I'm just saying at times that's what the one would be.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
do you get what I mean?
and
Like,
I love jokes. I love laughter.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? But as I said, the transition. So
bloody clown.
I will
innit?
remember getting my. I remember getting a job for Royal Mail. And-
You must have felt good there.
I felt, bro, I was wearing this uniform
remember
like
that.
it was.
Proudly.
I'm like, Royal Mail. Like, you get what I mean?
Nothing.
I got the job, Royal Mail. I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy now. I'm a man. Like, I got my own house, not on the roads, and I'm working.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I get paid. My wages is gone. Like, you know,
It's the pressure, man. It's the pressure.
you don't even, like, hello?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you
It's
send it to
fresh.
your bank account. Hello?
it's
Where
mad.
are you? And it was that. So I had that on my case. I had that. I could feel that she was going.
What do you mean?
Like, she was out of it.
Break it down.
You could tell she was out of that relationship, bro.
So she was emotionally checked out.
She's
say, innit?
checked out. She been checked out. Like, do you get what I mean? And I'm there knowing she's checked out, but I'm still trying to fight. Everything.
So at that point, do you feel like you're losing yourself? Like,
I lost myself from when I came out of jail and I dedicated myself to her. I lost myself.
Yeah.
I was already gone, and yeah. So
Man
when you
can't
said,
break a man like a woman can, you know.
bro, I was broken.
Man can't break a man like a woman can, bro.
But do you know what hurt
Different.
me?
They hit different, man. I don't know what it is.
but why did it hit?
I don't
Why-
know,
why?
bro.
I don't know.
Because
you
they
do
emotionally
know.
reach
See,
your
no.
heart.
Sounds
I
wild,
know-
to
I
be
know the
honest.
answer to that one.
A man can't break a man like that's just wild.
I feel like, sorry, cuz, you know, I don't want to cut you.
No, you're
But
good.
I feel it's, you know, there's something about this where women, you know, they have this leverage over men
Yeah.
in general. Maybe because, you know, we
but
want to provide and we want to
But
be,
what
you know
you're
what I
saying
mean?
is the obvious. The reason why they have their leverage because you sit there and talk to your woman more than you talk to your guy. That's why they've got the leverage.
Not everyone.
Oh my god.
Not everyone does.
Oh my god.
Some people don't know Bentley. Some people are in happy
A lot of
relationships
man
and
sit there
sleep in
pillow
different
talk to
beds,
their
bro.
lady. Let's
Bro,
have
I'm
it
telling
right.
you, there are certain people in
lot of man
different
do.
relationships.
Nah, I get what he means.
I hear what you're saying. I'm
The
not disputing
man
that.
Some
the
men
man
do.
them
Some
will
men
put
them
you
more
under
than the girls.
a pressure
Some
that
of
is
them, he's
different.
right. I get
They
what
will
you
put
mean.
you under pressure of ego. It's like it's an ego argument. Oh, you're not doing that. Oh, you're not this guy. So now you feel that you're obliged to do something. It's two different pressures. They're both pressure,
Yeah.
but one has more emotional value than the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
Because
pride
your
and
woman-
ego is mad.
Because the pride and ego is the argument. Yeah.
Yeah, my pride and ego is mad.
Your pride is dented.
But the pride and
With
ego
the
does the
lady-
same thing with the man them. But there's something different. Is what I'm saying.
Because the
Give me a
emotional
man
attachment.
violates you.
I'll tell you what. Exactly what he said. The emotional attachment.
Emotional
That's what I
attachment.
Yeah, I'm
They're
attached.
having sex with. Sorry, I'm gonna say.
Oh,
it.
you mean in that emotional attachment? You mean
With your woman. Yeah.
Oh,
With your
okay.
woman.
Okay, yeah, I respect that.
So that's
yeah.
why she knows you. She knows you because you're in an emotional relationship with her.
Yeah.
You're not in an emotional relationship with your man or your guy.
Yeah, but bro, you can have links that you're sleeping with over a year and they won't have the same emotional
Of course
connection
they
to
will.
you.
Of course they will.
I'm
I'm saying there's certain. No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. No, wait.
No, I heard
Disclaimer.
Your
Man ain't
brother-
saying that that's the normal what's supposed to be happening, but I'm saying you can be in a sexual relationship with someone for a year, just no actual boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, and they do not have that same kind of power that, for example, if you was in a relationship,
Depends what
or
you're
maybe
telling
even
her, innit?
your
Depends
best
what
friend,
you-
your
It
guy.
depends what you're telling her. If you're not sitting,
I'm not sure if it's just the sexual connection.
Okay,
is
so
what I'm trying to
if,
say.
alright, if you have
But sorry,
No,
I
no,
threw it
this
off
is
a bit.
another reason, and it's getting strange. What
did
I
throw it
do want to
off a
ask
bit.
you
Yeah,
right now is, to be quite honest with you, is
Yeah.
as you said earlier, there's two parties to this thing. So there's people that could have been affected by the situation on the victim side, people that could be the aggressors in this situation.
Yeah.
I would like you to give me a general, because I've learned a lot from you today.
Okay,
Do you know already? So I would like you to give it to the people them. A bit from both aspects, how to prevent this situation, how to deal with it if you are already in there, how to just to fix this problem that as you seem to have fixed recently.
Or even better than that.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
Just
Interjecting it.
how long ago was this?
2007, 18,
What would
2018.
you tell yourself then?
Oh, how would I
Even then,
advise
yeah.
myself?
Yeah. Good point.
I would ask myself, what are you getting angry about? Explain to me what is frustrating you. Explain to me why you feel that you can't handle yourself in a way where it's normal.
Yeah.
Because you're doing the
Abnormal
madness.
behaviours.
You're doing
Yeah,
the madness.
Yeah.
So you explain to me why you believe that is the right way to deal with it, and explain to me what you're going to gain from doing that.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll answer
Because the
myself
answer's
question.
going to lead towards all the
To
stresses
where we're
that
going
you
to
went
now.
through.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
now your question?
Yeah. It kind of.
Was your question
So how would you tell them how to deal with it? kind of
So
thing?
How can someone help
accountability?
themselves?
This is where the accountability argument comes into play as strongly, because the man needs to understand and identify himself and identify the issues that he has in his relationship. For example, if an argument spirals out of control because of an opinion,
Yeah. Why are you letting an opinion affect you so much?
there you go. If you're having a conversation on how a person feels and you're argumentative to that,
Why are you
have
trying
to-
to control how they feel?
all right. So if my lady sits there and says to me, babe, you know what? You spoke to me the other way. I didn't like the way you spoke to me. I'm going to listen to you. Because you're telling me how you feel. I'm making you feel a type of way. I didn't have that moral compass before. I have that now. So if my lady says that to me, I'm going to listen to you. If you're going to argue with me about shopping, oh, you never got this. This is an opinion. We're going to throw opinions. Like I can say something, right? I go back and forth with you within reason. But I don't have to be forceful with my opinion. That's it.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to identify the different arguments and aspects of the conversation. Then you know where you're going. Then at the same time, she's entitled to her opinion, and you don't always have to agree. But if you don't agree, that don't mean that you have to be forceful with the next part of the conversation. You don't have to make her feel a type of way, belittle her, argue with her to the point where she feels hopeless, helpless.
Yeah.
Like she can't say nothing. Like she's on eggshells. Nah, you're doing something different now, bro.
Worst thing.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Communication's key, man.
Key.
It's
None
so
of my
key.
partners could say that I've been
key.
like that.
What? Not
Like,
communicating.
yeah, not forceful and like, you know, like too opiniation or like
But
trying to.
a
will
lot
always
of men
put my
won't
opinions,
admit it.
Do you know what I mean?
But a lot of men do it and don't know they're actually doing it. And if they do know that they're doing it, they still run with it. But then that's not okay.
I've been told I'm quite controlling. I think it's coming from an old school basis where I'm thinking, as a man, certain things get said and this is how it's meant to go. And they've got this, in my eyes, I would say that they've got this more modern way of dealing with
Yeah,
it.
you're definitely controlling. Any Rasta man that tucks his dreads in, you're trying to control every dread. You're trying to control every dread. That's controlling.
You know what I'm trying to look at? I get called a manipulator a lot.
Why you be called a manipulator though?
I don't know, brother. I
to
really.
manipulate
People.
Can I tell you why? Joke.
Go on,
I'm joking.
go on.
Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah, I get that, and I need to study that now within myself.
I think a lot of people need to study emotional intelligence. I think that's a lot of things. I think that's what people don't do. I studied that. I understood myself. Self-reflection is key, like I said from the beginning. But then at the same time, understand the emotional intelligence, because it kind of puts you on a pedestal, or puts you in a conversation where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, and
you can
puts you a step ahead.
Okay, it puts you in a like, we can have a conversation. I don't have to lose myself in order to get my point across.
No, facts.
100%.
See,
But some people lose themselves because what you're saying is complete bullshit to them. You're not
Yeah.
agreeing with what I'm saying, and you're not listening. They're triggering points.
yeah, of course.
I'm not getting triggered by you. If you choose not to listen, that's it.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone's phone.
Like I always got I don't I listen to respond.
I think people don't listen. Give
Yeah.
it
We're gonna
time.
start wrapping up, though. We're not gonna.
Yeah. But yo.
Wait, before you see that up,
go
before you
on,
see
go
that,
on.
is there anything you want to say on today and what you've heard and what you've learned? And then I'll let you do the wrap up. No, because then I'll do it to you as well.
You know what? I've more or less said it. You know, it takes someone mentally to come up here and lay out their business like that and be upfront. So I respect that.
Salute, man.
To the
Salute.
fullest.
Salute. Bluetooth,
salute
man.
the
I'm
change.
gonna shake your hand after again.
I salute the
brother.
change,
Yeah.
you know, and respect to yourself. And I hope some people that's going through things can watch this and, you know what I'm saying, take something from it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I just wanted to add quickly, if people feel that they need help, i.e. solicitor, the solicitor that dealt with my situation, she's really good, man. I would like to put her details forward if I can do
Definitely.
Regarding what case? Just to clarify.
that. Child arrangement order.
Okay.
Yes.
If you're having problems with your kid, she's really good. She's really good. She's really helpful. African auntie, but she tells you the realest.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
got a case, you got a case. If you don't, you don't. And she would she was the person that advised me.
What's her name?
As well, though. She went
No,
the
she's
extra
Nigerian.
mile.
No. She what it is that she's been through it. She's seen it. She's seen it from her point of view and a family member. But at the same time, she took on the case from the very beginning, from the first indictment that I got charged, from telling me, listen, you got the 3 years injunction. I want you to do this. I want you to go away for 3 years, work on yourself, and come back stronger than you've ever been. Then when we go back to court, we will fight this tooth and nail, and I will promise you, I will make it my duty to win. She made it very clear. Very
It sounds
clear.
like you did all of that.
Yes,
to be
I did.
honest with
And
you.
big up you on winning.
Yeah.
It
Thanks
sounds like
be
you
to
done
God,
all
man.
of that, man. Respect to that, man.
I
God
tell you,
knows your
I want to
heart's
add
in
as
the
well,
right place.
the case was a very stressful case.
Yeah.
bet.
It was very hard. I questioned myself as a human. I questioned myself as a dad. I questioned myself as a man. I even considered taking my own life at one stage because I couldn't cope. I genuinely couldn't cope. But there was light under the tunnel, and it was the fight of my son that made me keep in the
And
fight.
give you more strength to keep going.
I just wanted that to be known. But it is stressful. It is financially costly, but it does work. And I've been at the worst end of this fight. So if you haven't had domestic violence issues, you have a chance to fight. If you don't choose to fight, you're just a lazy father, unfortunately, man. And it's sad for you.
After you did a wrap up, you got another opinion on your whole thing.
On this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go through. Who was going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna just say that,
Yeah.
and you can see
Yeah.
that.
I got a presentation.
What did you take
after.
from it? What did you just a little overall?
You know what I really admire? How you've created your peace
Yeah. Yeah.
within yourself.
Thank you,
You've
bro.
given yourself a peace of mind.
Yeah.
And that's the most expensive thing. If anything that costs you your peace is way too expensive.
You can't buy.
Your self-reflection, like
Like,
a
you'd
proper...
spend 20 grand on that tomorrow.
Huh?
You'd spend 20 grand on that tomorrow, basically, on that
It
piece
is-
of mind what you see you found.
Yeah, it's priceless.
It really is.
And I really commend you, bro. Like,
Appreciate you, man. Thank
honestly, like, as I said, to see your reaction on Instagram when you won your case.
Yeah, that was the day. That was the day. That was the 15th
Yeah.
of September, man.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was the day,
Yeah.
man. Like, I was holding back tears that day. And even in this podcast, I've
I've seen a couple
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yeah. Just like, raw, I can't
Nah,
believe I'm
bro.
even saying
And
this.
I said it.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I need you on the podcast.
Yeah, it's been hard, man. But thank you. I appreciate you for that, man. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, man.
100%. Rashi.
My thing is, I've said it already. To be honest with you, I'll just emphasize it. We're not professionals. I can only apologize if it's affected you too deeply. But everything that I've learned from this is great. My man is a strong man. strong man to be honest, and I think accountability is one of the main things I've taken from this.
Yeah.
Because I think enough man in this situation would rather just not even come up here and talk about it and just rather keep it to their chest because it was so severe of the situation. You made me see how severe the situation was, and I'm like, raw, for real, you know? But manners, bro. Manners and respect, bro. Jono, a lot of admiration for. I already admired you as a man already. Jono, like, I rated you, bro, but I rate all of my brethren in here as men.
Yeah, we know,
Jono, as men. I didn't say as anything else. But I think when you think about men, you think so much different things. But anyway, you want to think you do that. Anyway, that's my wrap up, man. That's exactly how I feel.
I mean, it's just the echo of what everyone said. I think it's very clear to see, Bentley, that that you've been looked after, in as much as that spiritually, I think you've been looked after, because it's fair. I'm just saying off my own, and I'm not. It's no judgment, but I say that because I know my father, and I know what my father did, and he couldn't break out of it. I know many men who's been in that position and can't break out of it.
Yeah.
But you found something that's different, and I think this is strong in the black community, bro.
Yeah,
Because
I've never had my dad around, to be fair. I know who he is, but I've never had him. So I think that my fight, my drive, has been extra because of that.
Yeah.
And I want my son to know, whether he sees this or whether he understands the paperwork at times, when the time
Or
is
even
right.
when he gets older and
I
He will
fought for you.
He will know,
I
Bentley.
fought for you when I was mentally broken.
He will
and
know.
you never saw it.
Yeah.
And I want you to know you're forever loved until the day I die.
100%.
I'll give you anything that I own and anything that I have. But I want you to know anything that I've done on this curb, anything that I've done legally, illegally, whatever you want to put it,
for you,
I
my
made
son.
it for you.
Yeah.
And it's for you.
100%. And I really respect that, you've taken on that journey and stuck to it. Your discipline has stuck to it, bro. It's very easy to kind of fall back in, you know what I mean? But when all is said and done, if I'm totally honest, I would love to actually have you come at my school, bro, and give a talk to the children. I think they will learn a lot, not necessarily about the DV stuff, because they're not in that kind of zone, but more about, the porn on the chessboard.
Mental strength of setting yourself.
100%. They can learn a lot, Bence. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed to have this conversation.
Thank you.
with
I'm
so
definitely
thank you for
blessed to
being
have
honest.
been a part of this.
Thank you.
I want to do a little presentation.
Go for it.
So first of all, it's just to say, but we don't condone any type of violence.
No.
Yeah, let alone man, woman, man.
Yeah.
And we respect our brother here for telling his truth. And this was about him telling his truth. You know what I mean? He's rectified everything, and he's a man now. You know? So big up. So Russ, this is for you, man, Makar. I hear say.
I don't know about this presentation.
I hear say. No, it's a presentation. I hear say. When a man told me, when you beat chicks, you tie up your hair like that. and say,
How can a man? How can a man tell you? I'll take this.
So
Wait, I got one question. How can a man tell him how I beat things? What is that?
a man said,
How
when
can a
you
man
beat
tell him
things,
how I
you
beat
tie up
things?
your head like this.
The man of my guy is mad.
Hold on, let me show you. Hold on, let me show you.
No, that can't be for me. That can't be for me, fam.
Too much,
So he wants to pause everybody.
now, so I
Alright,
said,
put the camera on me
You're
now.
my brother.
Put the camera on me. Nah, put the camera on me. Alright, put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. No. He knows. He knows I'm gonna shut him down, you know. He knows I'm gonna shut him down right now, you know. What am I gonna say for the camera?
I'm just saying what I
How you buying man hairbands?
actually bought the
Fire!
Oh, yeah, that's not fire.
Fire burn!
That's not fire.
Anyway, it's been a blessing, guys.
real
Thank you
talk.
very much. King's
Real
Ava Word.
talk.
It's been a
This
lovely
is
session. It's been amazing.
The best.
He says that every week.
I've had by far the best.
No, I've learned so much.
And I think, folks, for finally coming, I've been trying to tell you. Pause.
You see? You went all over the dance.
We say lava.
Lava.
Wrap it up.
Quest,
You're gonna play.
Ras, Bentley.
Yes.
People, like,
Pleasure.
share, and subscribe.
Please.
Remember, go seek help. We need some more followers and we need some more views. The whole reason why we're doing this is for therapy for everyone, but we're not doing it for the sake of just buying studios and wasting camera time. We're actually doing it to try and build it to a certain level. You lot can put your views in it. We can try and help some people and reach out to some people that might be affected by some of the discussions that we're having.
Yeah.
So like, tell a friend to tell a friend, drop a like, drop a subscription, and do all of that, please. Respect, manners and respect.
One love.
One love.
Peace be
Blessings.
with you.